beautiful people. Good evening, everyone. Hey, guys, good evening. Welcome back to our channel. How's everyone doing? I hope we are doing well. Happy new month in advance. It's not happy new month yet. Lady T is saying happy new month. It's tomorrow that will be first. Are you fast forwarding the date? Lady T, how is everyone doing? Good evening, Obodo fam. Welcome, guys. How is everybody? Welcome, welcome. Good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're joining us from. Thank you very much for stopping by. Please hit the like button as you're coming into the studio. Hit the like button. Yeah? Okay. I'm waiting for people to join, more people to join before we start because we have a guest tonight. I see you, Yvonne. I see you. Good evening. Jamila, welcome. Chat moment. Ify, how's everyone doing? It's very, very lovely to have you tonight. Yeah, I missed a couple of shows because it's been, oh my God. But yeah, we are here now. We are here now. That's what matters. Okay. Happy new month in advance. Okay. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the new month. Tomorrow is June. Cassandra, you're welcome. How are you? Welcome. Promise, how are you? Welcome. Watina, welcome. Juanita, thank you very much, Julie. Thank you, thank you. So, today is the 31st day of May, the year of our Lord 2022. And I'm so happy to have you guys tonight. We have a guest on the show tonight, and she is called Bookie. You can already see her on the show. You can see her there. And she's come to share her experience with us tonight, right? So, just some housekeeping so you guys remember how we do it. It's a no judgment zone. We don't judge anybody here. She's just only come to share her story so that other people can learn. So please, I'm asking for the usual way that we treat our guests on this platform. Show her respect, show her love, please. And please listen with an open heart, okay? And if this resonates with you or this triggers you, that's all right. Leave your comment in the comment section or in the chat box, but let's just respect Buki and also appreciate the fact that it takes a lot of courage for someone to come out here to put themselves out there to share their story. I can't find my glasses, so I'm struggling to see. The one I have, this one that is broken. I can't find my glasses. I've been looking for it. I don't know where I dropped it. And I have so many broken ones. The only one that is not broken, I cannot find. So I'm going to have to use rope or something to hook it so I can see clearly. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to bring in our guest now. And Tony, thank you very much. Tony's Diary, thank you. Yeah, I missed you too, yeah. Welcome. I missed you. You guys have been in my heart. Honestly, you've been in my heart. It's just constraint of time. I am doing so much at the minute. So please bear with me. Bear with me. So much going on in my personal life that is just practically impossible for me to do the shows as regularly as we were, but it's only for a few days. And we'll be back to normal. Yes, so over the phone, please help me to welcome our sister, Buki. Hello, Buki.
Hello, everyone.
You are very, very welcome.
Hello, Auntie B. Thank you. I really appreciate this opportunity. And my people, thank you for having me. I pray I will not make mistakes in, mentioning names in this my narration. Um, I met this man. I don't know if I should call him my husband or I should just name him somehow because we are not fully divorced. So
Okay, you can just
I
say your ex. You can just say your ex
okay,
since you are not together.
okay. So my ex, I met him through a friend. This my friend I met her in United States after about 27 years. We went to the same high school together. I think we graduated around 93, 94. So since then we met in America. And we started talking, She was happy to see me. And I believe she got my back and I got hers. So she introduced, one day she now, because I'm a single mom with a boy, as at that time, my boy was around 4, 5 years. So she now said, Buki, you can't just remain like this. You need to find another man. You have a male child. So he will need a fatherly figure. I know you may not want this, but honestly, I have someone. He's a pastor, a child of God, and is a medical doctor. So you will need him with the situation you are right now. He will help you spiritually, financially. I said, okay. Unknowingly to me, this my friend had not even seen this man before. She got to know him through her former colleague. She was working in one of those banks in Nigeria then. That man, I don't know, I can't say what really, what was between the two of them then or still. So I believe that was one good thing the man had done for her then when she was single, maybe taking her to UK or something. I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
Now it's like payback time,
yeah.
you know. Unfortunately, I don't know why she used me as paying back those good things. So it was
Hmm.
that man that introduced the doctor to her.
Right.
And she was now, okay, do you have any friend that,
That lives abroad.
that lives abroad that is looking for a man to? Down with?
Yeah.
To cut
So,
the whole story short, we got
yeah,
talking. We
yeah.
got talking, and he came around because he had the opportunity, he had visa to be coming in and out of the state. So he came in shortly after we were talking, about 2 or 3 more. He came in to say hello to me. I saw him. He has 2 daughters. So he went back. And at that time, we had already made an arrangement for me to go back to Nigeria for the marriage. Everything was done between 5 months to 6 months.
So, yeah. Thank you very much, Buki, for sharing, and you are doing very well. Okay, you don't need to be anxious. You don't need to be nervous. I know it's not easy since you are not used to talking. On a forum like this. So, but you are doing well. So I'm just going to interject regularly so you can catch your breath, take a sip of water, also to bring out the lessons and to ask,
Yeah,
pertinent questions along the way, just to
yeah.
clarify the story. All right.
Okay.
So you,
Um, okay.
when you were introduced to this man and he came to the US, you met
Yes.
him, you started dating, and obviously you said the whole thing was arranged within 5 months for you to get married, for you to
Yeah.
go back to Nigeria and marry him.
Yes.
Did you notice anything in his behavior that made you seem like he was not going to be compatible with you, or were you just carried away because he's a pastor? Because when we're talking privately, you said to me that the fact that he was a pastor made you relax to feel like he would be a
Exactly.
good man. Yeah.
Exactly, Auntie B. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a pastor. I say, oh, this one has spiritual manual that will make him to, have a good family. That was, the main thing that, really attached me to him. You understand? And everything was going on. If you see this man I'm talking about, those men that has this cool, calm look, like if I
Innocent look. Very
exactly
innocent.
if you see him, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
you will even think I am the abuser.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? That is the kind of look, and that's what he has been using against me. Nobody. I mean, if he explain anything to anybody, you find out that people tends to fall to his own side, not my side, because he has this calmness and the look and this, carrying kind of sympathy
Yeah,
So
looks appearances can be deceptive. Unfortunately,
yes,
people see people's appearance, and you can see somebody that does gra, but they are really kind and gentle. And you can see
and
somebody that is very calm but very
yes,
manipulative.
very,
So
very. And carrying these Bible verses, to rob you, all this kind of a thing. So we went to Nigeria, we got married. But one thing I noticed, um, he introduced me to his pastor, not his own gongon pastor. He has this pastor that someone introduced to him, and he said this pastor was the one that saved him, that he would have, because he was once married. So the wife died. So he said this pastor saved him, did the kind of deliverance for him because the
mhm,
woman wanted to take him back. So he's like, he worships this man like God. So he introduced me to this man as well. This man prayed and said, me, oh, I have spiritual husband, oh. We had to fast and pray and break, and we did all the fasting and everything. And he said, now this wedding, no music, no sound, no even two objects must come out, because my spiritual husband will be alerted. He was just putting all sort of fear. When we got to
what kind of wedding is that? That there's no sound, no music,
my
nothing.
my sister, my wedding, I had never brought anybody home before. And I came home at the age of 44. That people were, looking out for, that kind of, how merriment and how we got there. People were walking in as if somebody died. All because the man said, this will only make the marriage last.
This is his own spiritual father now that gave all this
Yes, he was
commandment that
even
no
the
music,
one.
nothing,
Yes, he was
because
even
of
the
your
one that
so-called
came.
spiritual husband.
Yes, it was even the one that came to do all the prayers and everything. But
Right.
what I noticed, he did not bring out those two daughters of his to introduce to the family. They even asked them to go outside. They were peeping from the window. So after the whole occasion, I was like saying, I noticed this, your kids were not introduced. He said, pastor said they shouldn't be introduced though. I said, okay, why? He said, I should not ask him. After all, your own son too is in America. I kept quiet. So I went back to America. And I thought, okay, you can't be in Nigeria while I'm in America.
Mhm.
Obviously, you will need to come. Everything was, in fact, everything was so nice. I said, when you are coming, come with the girls. Let's start the family, a blended
Mhm.
family. Let's just start
Blended
once and
family.
all.
Mhm. Mhm.
And me, I was in school. I need someone to even be around my boy. Let's have this once and for. Yeah, they don't have. I said, don't worry. Let them come in as much they have valid visa.
Mhm.
Then when you are in, we can start the whole process together while you are already in. And they
Mhm.
came in. The worst mistake of it all was for me to say, bring those girls in. The first child was about to be 16, and the second was about to be 12
Mhm.
at that time.
Yeah.
So I enrolled them back, to high school and middle school, all sorts of things. And we started from work, and I said, this is it. If you go by what I'm going to say, within 3 years, you will start practicing in this place. Let me be the one working. I was in school then. I said, let me be the one working. I don't mind. You just go to one school. I pointed to, I said, that school has a library. Be
Mhm.
reading for your board exams. So that within a year, you will get done with the exams. You can enroll, go back to school for just 1 year before you practice. I
Mhm.
had all plans, stated out. Unfortunately, I never knew they had their own plan.
Mhm.
The second mistake I made was for me to carry this my ex-husband to
Mhm.
my pastor. Because when I came back from America, from Nigeria, I came to church that Sunday. I only met pastor and his family alone in the church. Everybody don't disappear. I said, what's the problem? They said there was a problem with the pastor's wife, so the people left with annoyance. I said, what kind of a thing is it? And I said, okay, don't worry, my husband will soon come. Everything will go back together. New people will come in. My husband will be, even the assistant pastors at that time left. Everybody left the pastor and the wife. You know. So when
Was it
the
a church wedding? Was the wedding done in church?
no, you mean in Nigeria?
In Nigeria, yes.
No, 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 no. The traditional one, like family
Okay.
coming together and
Yeah. The engagement. Yeah.
yes. So when he came, I took him to my pastor. So you can start helping this man. This is the situation. That was the worst of it all.
Mhm.
The pastor's wife took over my home.
Okay. So let me just break it down now so that people can understand because I've heard some of the story before because me and Buki, obviously we spoke before the show. So what she has just said in summary is that for those of you who are just joining, she was a single parent in America, has a son, and she was going to school. And she was introduced by a man in Nigeria who is a pastor and also a medical doctor with two children. He's a widower looking for a wife in the diaspora. So I think he was looking for a way outside to get outside. Everybody wants to jackpot, right? So they were introduced, and within 5 months, he came to visit her in America. They got to know each other. Within 5 months, she went back to Nigeria. They did wedding, and she's saying that before the wedding, his spiritual father, who is also a pastor, said that Buki has has a spiritual husband. So because of the spiritual husband, they have to fast and pray and do deliverance. And during the wedding, they must not play any music or do any aria because they will wake up the spiritual husband that is sleeping to come and attend wedding. Okay? Yes, now. Bookie, so that they won't wake up the spiritual husband now, so that he will not know. You see, when Pastor Shola is cursing all these Nigeria pastors sometimes, I don't blame him. Honestly, because the havoc that some of these people cause is too much. And the worst part is that they are playing with people's lives. Anyway, they got married, and Buki, being a good Christian wife, because in all of her story that you are going to hear tonight, what played out throughout is the fact that she is trying to be the good Christian submissive wife, right? She brought uncle, who is now her husband, and his two teenage daughters to America. That is where Wahala started. Okay? All right. Did I get it right?
Yes, you're correct.
Okay, so he now got into a church in America, and again, another spiritual manipulation started in that church. In the church in
Exactly.
America is where the pastor and the two pastor,
Wife.
pastor and pastor
Mm,
Mrs. The way they do
mm,
it. Every Pentecostal church is pastor and pastor Mrs.
exactly.
They now took Buki's husband and put him under their armpits
Perfectly.
to be running their ministry. This man forgot everything he came to America for and started going to church. Forgot his wife, forgot his dreams, forgot his everything. His church he started doing. He was helping them to build their ministry.
Exactly.
Okay, carry on,
So,
my sister.
so at the point, because I have my outlet, because it's a lot. This is 4 years story, so I try to break it down.
Yeah.
So, um, the pastor, the problem started from day one. In fact,
Mm-hmm.
no honeymoon. I did not enjoy anything in that marriage.
Hmm.
This is how it started.
Yeah.
When I go because I run night shift, from night shift straight to school, by the time I get home, I will just meet this man and the children watching TV, waiting for me. And that
Mm-hmm.
time will be like to 12 to around 11. Then I will now go to the kitchen. I will start cooking. Oh, that cooking, that's what I will do till the next shift. And I say,
Hmm.
I'm going to die if I continue like this. And I called the man. You have two teenagers. They need to help me out. You know, you are more than a month now. These girls need to enter this kitchen. I've shown them. Help me. Eh, sweep. They don't know how to sweep. Things they don't know how to do anything. And I said, look, I can't do this. I'm supposed to come home and meet, even if it's toast bread, and eat. That was where the problem started. I forgot to mention, when I went to Nigeria, I met a lady. This man always called this lady my sister, my sister. It took me a long time for me to realize that this lady called sister, sister is not actually his own blood sister.
Mm-hmm.
Is his colleague. I mean, this clerk that will just attach yourself because he's a rich man. It's not even a rich man, for God's sake, because he keeps telling people he's a billionaire. I said, for where? I met you in Ikorodu.
What was he
Ikorodu,
doing when you met him in Nigeria? What was he working? Did he have a
he
hospital?
was working, because after the deliverance, he told me he was going through a lot when the wife died. After they took the job away from him. He was working in one major hospital in Lagos. I don't want to mention it. And
Yes.
he was even the head of the department. This man, his qualification, if he had studied in America, he is a maxillofacial is maxillofacial surgeon. All these people, that's his qualification. People that deals with scars and face, and
Yeah.
he was home for almost 3 years, according to him. If not for this man that helped me, that the pastor, so he got a federal job in another state. So he left the kids with this lady, the sister, so-called sister.
This so-called sister. Mm-hmm.
So-called sister. It's like somebody from Delta State now becomes somebody's sister, Ogun State sister. I don't know how Delta and Ogun got. Just an example. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. So they are
Even
not
the
related in
family,
any way by blood. It's
even
just
the yes,
it's just sister
even the late
Adubo. Or
Adugo,
mm-hmm.
Adugo, that everything about my ex, this lady knows it. He knows the bank manager, he knows his lawyer, he knows his account manager, he knows everything. Even the children's school, a number and name where the contact they have on
Is she
the
married? This Auntie Adubo.
They say she's married though, but when the real scatter started, I asked one of the, you only have one confidant in the family. I asked, I said, who exactly, have you anyone seen the husband? They said nobody. How long have you people known this lady with this man? They say it's like 13 years ago.
And
And
nobody has
nobody,
seen her husband.
yeah,
Is her husband a spiritual husband too?
I don't know. And if you
That they
know
cannot
this
see
lady,
physically.
exact, and she has about 3 or 4 kids. I got to know later that it's the same my ex that is paying their school fees.
Ah.
Where is this lady's husband?
Mm-hmm.
So this lady that I am talking to you is part of the story. Oh,
Yes.
this lady, whenever she calls to speak with these girls, she will ask them to go inside the room. She wants to talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I told my husband, I said, you know what? I can't entertain this anymore. How can she, just to greet them? Why would she be telling them to go inside the bedroom to talk to them? You know what she did? She stopped that kind of she will now tell, because the first child sings like, in fact, if you see these children, they look like an angel. But when they get home, in fact, another side of them will, that's what they will put on. So when they are going for choir practice or something, they will go to the church. That's where this lady calls them now. So he doesn't call them at home anymore, because now I'm complaining. You understand? So to cut the whole story short, one day my ex came to meet me. You know what? Before that time, one day I got home. My child brought his device and said, Mommy, I want to download, but it's not coming up. Blah, blah. I said, okay, let me just delete some stuff. And I saw pornographic images, videos on my 5-year-old boy's device. I said,
Was he sharing it with somebody?
the daughters use it as well. And I said,
Pastors' children are looking at
pastor's children, yo.
the baton.
In fact, I saw 14 websites bookmarked on that device.
And they
In
are
fact,
teenagers, girls from Nigeria.
girls, ma.
Okay, go on.
And I said, what is this? And now came, their father had gone to read. And I said, what is this? Who did this? No, they were just looking at me. One mommy Loju as like looking at me as if, I said, you people need to talk. I know you don't like me, but in this case, this is a child's device. I need to know how it got here. Nobody spoke. To cut the
Mm-hmm.
whole story short, Auntie B, that
Mm.
story, because I told them, I said, I will need to know who, how, where you
I've
got,
been watching this content.
you have been watching this content. And I
Yeah.
want to know how long you've been doing it. Who
Mm-hmm.
initiated you? Did you get to know here in America or from Naija? Asha
Mm-hmm.
is that 11 years old girl. So this man, did you know that the man refused to come home that day until it got to the point of me going to work? I work nights. One thing I noticed about him, anything that has to do with those girls, he always hide. He can't, he doesn't know how to confront them and talk to them because they are motherless, their mother died and
So
this
they are
and
spoiled. The girls are spoiled.
boy, they can't even cook. They can't do anything. They made my life miserable.
Hmm.
This whole issue of pornography, did you know that these people packed their things and they said, is it because we're living under your roof in the presence of those girls? What rubbish! And you go and pack your things and let's leave this place. And they packed their things. I was saying, go, thank you. Go, thank you. Let them just go. They
So they
packed
were
their
willing
things.
to leave your house because of the
They
disagreement
packed
over.
everything, ma. They packed everything outside the apartment. And I went inside. But people started calling me and begging on their behalf.
Mm-hmm.
They came back in. That was another mistake of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Since that day, since that day, it was later I got to know this. This man created a file for me and was putting documents. He even, background check on my behalf as if you can do it online. He collected that background check. He was doing all sort of and was, putting. I was just
In,
imagine
in
a man
this
of God.
period, when all this drama was going on at home, was he
Yeah,
now trying to get his qualification or whatever to get registered to work in America, or was he just doing church work?
he
And were
was
they
doing
paying him in
church
the
thing.
church?
He
Hmm?
was doing church thing. He was doing church thing and at the same time going to work. But at the point when that katakata started at home, so is a certain place I always go to is this pastor's place. He goes there all the time. I never knew. He told me as not talking to anybody about the family, but I knew later that he lied. He had been telling them everything that had been happening in the family. You understand? At a point, they told him, they were the one that told him he should start working, should stop reading. As I'm talking to you now, the wife of the pastor gave him a temporary job, even though before that time, they said you should go, they will be paying 500. I said, 500 for what? Do you know your what? I said, go and read so that you start doing church work, they will be paying you 500. I wouldn't know if he went back to tell them what I told him, but I noticed since that day, the pastor's family have been planning to just ruin, and they eventually ruined the family. Anyway, they ruined the marriage. So
So, Buki, thank you very much. You are doing very well. And I just want to clarify something. You said that he was working, but he was also spending a lot of time in the church. Obviously, it was helping that couple to build their church. And they said
reading,
they were going to,
reading, not working, reading.
he was reading, not
Yes,
working. He
he
didn't
actually
work.
passed one of the part one exam. He
Hmm.
passed it at a seat,
Yeah.
which is very, very, very rare here. He passed it
Hmm.
at a seat. For him to sit for the second exam, Walai, they've taken a lot, have taken away his mind. He's now started doing all sort of jobs, just to keep him away from home, so that he won't have opportunity for me to say, these children did this. He doesn't don't want to hear me talk about the children did this, do that. You understand? So
Yes, so I wanted to ask a question about the $500. Was
Mhm.
that per month or per week?
I wouldn't know. But the moment I hear 500, I said, forget it. Because that means they are taking you away completely. You won't even be able to read anymore.
Right,
I said,
right.
whatever you want to do it for them for free. This is church. Don't collect money. That
So
was
you
what I told
discourage
him.
him from
Yes,
that. Okay,
yes. Because I
okay.
know his worth. He might not know because he doesn't live here. I said, just struggles through. We will hand. I even tell the children, I said, we may not buy clothes today, but give us 3 years. But we will surely feed, because feeding is no problem in America. That was
Yeah.
what I told them, you know. So the whole thing went like that, because it's a lot. Let me cut it short. You only give me 50 minutes. So after that, the wala started big deal, as in the children were like, oh my god, on my neck. Sometimes when I'm coming home, my heart would be doing to even step into my own home, you know. And it got to a point we relocated to a bigger home, a bigger house, you understand. And
Mm-hmm.
I started the filing. I put the papers in. Their paper came out even even before a year. They had their papers. That's the first temporary card. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he insisted he wanted to work. I said, okay, let me introduce you to my other job. The other job that I'm doing, you can have time to still read while you're at work. You know, all this residential care home.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Then the pastor's wife now said, you will get him a job, a teaching job in one of the university where because she happens to be a vent doctor, where she lectures. So the man will be there. They will make him permanent. Don't worry. I said, do you want to lecture or you want to go clinical? What exactly? He said, it doesn't matter. He's a clinical man. He just needs someone to support the family. I said, okay, no problem. At the
So
end of the
the
day,
new place you moved to was rented, right?
it was rented, but a whole house rented.
Okay. Was it
So
contributing to bills at this point?
yes,
Okay.
I can't lie to you. This
Okay.
man behaves well initially, until the church people got involved.
Right. Uh,
So
If I can ask, thank you so much, Buki. You are doing very well. Actually, you're a very confident speaker, and I can see the passion because obviously this happened to you. So I can see, trying to get as much of this story out as possible. Let me just interject here and ask you because he came from Nigeria.
yeah,
He doesn't know America very well. I know you
mhm.
said he was visiting before, but was it you that introduced him to this church in America?
Yes, I took him to the pastor's house, not church, to the pastor's house. Gone, gone, gone.
So you handed him over to these pastors that now
Yes,
later
yes,
started bringing problems to your marriage.
yes.
How well
In
did you
fact,
know these pastors before then?
Oshodmo, Abi, what do they call it?
Mm,
That's how it became.
right.
At a point, I stopped going to that church,
Hmm.
because the pastor's wife at a point said he should bring the children. He took the children to the pastors. That was where the whole thing scatter, because those things that these children had no idea of, that was where they learned everything.
So
About
to go
their
and live with
freedom
the
as a
pastor. The daughters went to live with the pastor.
yes. And there was no point where the church or the pastor or the pastor's wife called me as a woman that this is what we're going to do. Oh, your husband has already come to us, seeking for this, The only thing the man did, my ex, was to wake me up in the middle of the night. You know what, Buki? I have been thinking about these children. If we just let them be like, because you know what happened when the trouble was just too much, because I was trying to raise them the way I was raised
Raising
to
your
become a
son.
woman. But
Yeah.
it was becoming like I don't know. I became like a witch, you understand? So
Mm-hmm.
somebody now advised me, just let them be. If that's the way he wants to raise his own children, let him raise it the way he wants. So I gave
Mm-hmm.
them a free hand. Okay, leave. Let me leave.
Mm-hmm.
That was another problem to him, that if he should be looking at these children like this, their life would turn out to be, that he would need to take them to where they would well nurtured, well trained. That now it's so obvious that I cannot raise teenager girls. Let him take it to someone that has teenage children. Uh, teenager children too. So I should just, what do I think? And I say, we are talking about your children. He said, yes. I said, whatever you think will be the best for your children, please
Do it.
pursue it.
Yeah.
That was what came out of my mouth. Then the next
Mm.
question was, I asked him, I said, you know what? Where do you think we'll take them to now? My mind was going to another man, his friend that lives in another state. They
Mm-hmm.
grew up together. That one has teenage children.
Mm-hmm.
But he was taking them. I never knew that the relationship between him and this pastor's family agreed to that extent. It
I mean,
never crossed.
I'm trying to figure it out because I have teenage children, and to be honest, teenagers sometimes can be really, really, they have their moments, okay? We just beg God sometimes. But I
But
don't see how difficult your child will become, or maybe, they are going through a phase or whatever. Because, I mean, I'm trying to take into context the fact that these children were bereaved at a young age when their mother died. So they are also traumatized with the passing of their mother, right? So I'm taking that into consideration. But what I'm saying is that I don't see how you would now say my children are behaving very badly. The next thing I want to do is to send them to somebody else's house to go and raise them for me.
even if that's what you want, there are many ways, many ways to do it. The pastor gone, Papa was supposed to even call me. They were supposed to call me. These children never dropped from the sky. Somebody brought them in. It again, to me, is respectful for you to take children from me without even talking to me.
But your husband consented to it, so I'm not going to blame the pastors. They already had a conversation with your husband and agreed. He was only informing you of what has been agreed.
Exactly.
But because he is the one that should have told them
To
when they were having
me,
that conversation to
Auntie
say,
B,
I
Auntie
need to
B,
tell my wife needs to know.
I
Let's
don't
bring my
agree
wife
to that
into this
thing, Auntie
conversation.
B. I don't
Mm-hmm.
agree to what you just said, that you can't blame the family.
Mm.
We are one. We are one. Husband and wife. We are
Mm.
one. If you want
Yeah,
to address one, the two must be present, not
yeah,
one
but
person.
yeah, you are saying you are one. But is your husband saying it that way? Or was he saying it at that point that you are one? The
We
reason why I'm
live
saying
together.
that,
Me, I think that was my thought. That
no,
was
no,
what I just said. I never knew something had gone beyond my own thoughts in my
yes.
own home. I never knew that the whole story of my life was circulating in the state or the community where I live, especially the church.
Mm.
And these people will carry fake faith. They were so loyal to the pastor. They, most of them don't even go to that church because of God. They want to serve God. It's the loyalty. Pastor, without you even scrutinizing what exactly is the truth from what is not. They
Mm.
don't care.
And to be fair, you made that mistake before when you trusted them. That's why you took your husband to their house, isn't it?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That one, that chapter, I don't want to talk about that because it got to a point
So did
that
they
I
go?
moved
Did
out.
they go to the pastor's house eventually?
They went to the pastor's house. Oh, they
Mm-hmm.
stayed there for almost a year, about 8 months.
Okay.
In the
How did that?
process, I had to speed up the way my mom should go because it was becoming depressing for me. I was
Mm-hmm.
becoming, some symptoms started coming out as physically. So he did all the way out. My mom came in, as in filling the form, helping, sending letter. My mom came in, the happiest day of my life.
So your
Because,
mom came to America to come and help your
yes,
son. Okay.
it was that time that my mom got to know that, oh, your husband has kids. She
Mm.
didn't know. She said, what?
You didn't tell your mom that
I
he
didn't
had.
tell my mom nothing. I
Why?
refused to tell my mom
Why didn't you
because
tell your
I
mom?
wanted my mom to come in to see. Because at the point I started blaming myself. I see, Abi, Buki, are you the one that has problem? Are you the one that has problem? So I needed somebody, a third party, to actually observe me and let me know if I was the problem.
Okay, so there's a learning there I'm going to bring out. Okay, as I know sometimes, yeah, when you are in a situation, you don't, you might not fully understand or have a holistic understanding of the situation, right? First of all, this man you were introduced, you went to Nigeria to meet him, or he came to America to meet you, and then you went to Nigeria to marry him. I think you should have told your parents from the beginning, your mom, that okay, well, this is the man I want to marry. Oh. He's a widower, oh, his wife has passed, but he has two children. Very, very important. I don't know why you didn't disclose that information to your parents. Number two, so that's learning. I'm not blaming you. I mean, it's water under the bridge now, but it's just for learning. Please, if you are getting into any relationship that is going to be, what was that word you used when we started? Bookie. What was it called? When two families are coming together, when two single parents are coming together. What's the word again? When
Oh,
you join
blended family, blended
blended
family.
family, yeah. If you are going into a blended family situation, yeah, it is very, very important that you are open about it. Thank you, opinionated Jen. Very, very open about it and don't hide it. Okay? Because you cannot hide grown children. They will come out one way or the other. It is better you tell your, especially your family, your parents about it, so that if they too they want to pray, because from what you've told us so far now, the children even became one of the main problems that you have. The daughters became one of the problems that you had in the marriage.
Yes.
So it could have been, something that even if your mom wanted to go and pray about it to see if this was going to be problematic in the future, you know, she will know. Please don't hide your children from one another, and don't hide it from at least your immediate family. If you are close to your family, tell them, this is the man I want to marry. He's got two children. This is the woman I want to marry. They have one or two children. It's always better to be open about it, because it will still come out in the future. Okay? All right, let's go on. Now, your mom
So
came to America to help you
yes,
when the daughters were out of the house.
I was so happy because before my mom came, the children took over the house. And this, when I said the children, when they are, my husband never, he refused to stay home. Even Sunday
Mhm.
he works, trying to avoid, this, that kind of thing. He just worked 24/7. So these children would take over the living room. I went to buy a little TV into my son's room. Me and my
Were they
son,
back now from the pastor's house at this point?
we don't live together.
You said they were taking over the living room
Oh, before they left.
before they went to the pastor's house.
Yeah, before they went to the pastor's house. So
Okay.
I bought a small TV so that they would let them live their life. I would just go into my child's room. Me and my son will be watching that small TV. They took over. But the moment they know that okay, our father will be coming, they will just rush to their room and carry long face. And say, we've not eaten since, mischievous to the highest level. And there is nothing I say, this man will never believe me. He believes them. So when my mom came, I became so happy because I was able to see someone to talk to
Mhm.
laugh with, and everything. So the table turned at that place. They now become the one staying in their room. They refuse to come downstairs. At that stage, they started sending texts to their dad at work. Daddy, we are depressed. We want to, at this point, we would like to go back to Nigeria. That was before the man now decided to take them to
Take
that
them to the
pastor's house.
pastor's house. Yeah.
You understand?
Okay.
My mother was looking at it. What is happening here, Buki? What is happening here, Buki? Mommy, relax. You just came. Just relax. Try and observe. At the end, the woman said, no. Now you need to tell me. This is unfair. What of if they are your children? Won't you train them? You can't be doing everything yourself. You have to train um
Girls.
these children. I say,
Mm-hmm.
mommy, listen now, wait now, you will know if I try to train them or not. It never took, I think, less than 2 weeks. My mom said, Buki, you are strong, go. This one can even make you go gaga, as in get sick.
Let me ask
You
you again here. Let me interject here. Thank you very much. Okay, you are doing very well. So we are talking a lot about this blended family because this is one of the main issues where this why this marriage, had so many problems. Let me quickly ask you again. When you went to Nigeria for the marriage, did he introduce you to the daughters?
Yes, in
And
fact, I
did they
saw a
did they
sign
do like they
at the
accepted
airport.
you?
I
Mm-hmm.
saw a sign at the airport
Mm-hmm.
because the daughter saw me first before he saw me.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? He was looking for me. I'd been discussing with the sister, so-called sister, that happens that I got to know that they had slept together before.
The
Anyway,
auntie
that is
Adubo.
another story. Ehen,
Auntie Adubo. Mm-hmm.
that lady saw me because we converse on the phone with video. So she saw me, and these two teenagers were, under one tree. The moment they saw that woman hugging me, talking to me. Obviously, now this is the person we came to see, right? Do you know these children were laughing at me under that tree?
The very first time they met
The
you, they were laughing
very
at you.
first time. You
Ah.
know why? I'm going to show you the face to this voice. I look smallish, cute, petite. Maybe they were
Mhm.
not looking at it. Is this one going to be our stepmother? I saw that expression. That kind of laugh. You will laugh, you will fall down. That was the laughter they were doing.
So you
First
saw it
impression,
already.
I saw it. And
So
I
that was
saw,
a red flag. That's
yes,
a red flag, a massive one. Because
yes.
you know what? You know why I say so? Bookie is a massive red flag. You know why? Because if it was a divorce that separated their dad and their mom, yeah, and especially if it was a very messy divorce whereby the dad now had custody of them, okay, it would have been a different thing. Their mom passed, okay, and I
Mm.
don't know how long it was before the dad wants to marry you now.
Almost 8 years.
Okay, so a significant amount of time has passed. But to them, especially if they don't like you, you are always going to be competition. So you want to replace our mom. You think you are good enough for this, our father, who is a medical doctor. So the
My
fact that,
sister.
and this is a learning for everybody listening out there, if you are going into a blended family, whether you're a brother and you want to marry a single woman or a single parent who is a woman, and the children don't like you, it's wahala lo bad day, is red flag, because children can be very, very manipulative, and they can turn adults against one another. This is what they did in your situation now. When daddy is coming, they will now run and say, John Latan, we've not eaten.
Benny,
We
and
want
he
to
will
go
be
back to
coming with
Nigeria. We
McDonald's.
are hungry. You see,
Yeah.
they knew exactly what they were doing.
He got to a point. That small one wrote a letter that she will commit suicide, that she felt like committing suicide.
Okay, we just
Oh,
say
na
want to
life.
delete. It's delete we use on this platform.
Okay, delete.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, na life. Oh, na life.
Mm-hmm.
So, in case, let me chip this in. When the thing was still smooth, before they came in, when we were still talking across the border, this man made me to know. No, he came in. He made me to know something that that made me to, in fact, say, Buki, Mumu, you be Mumu.
Mm-hmm.
2 different girls, ladies, had been introduced to him.
In America,
Not, in fact, the fourth one, I think three in America, two in America, one from UK, and one from Canada.
is he only
That
interested in women that live in the diaspora?
exactly. There were many ladies, doctors like himself, in his place of work, that wanted to marry him. He refused.
He wanted to jackpot.
He wanted to japa.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know that man that introduced him? That man that lives in UK. Eh? If I tell you that man wanted to sleep with his late wife when she was alive. And the woman told her husband, and yet you still allow this man to still be your family friend to the extent of even to see how desperate
He
he was.
was. Mm-hmm.
The last lady out of those four before me, the last lady happens to be a Caribbean lady. Escort, when they call escort girl, that girl happens to be an escort girl to one
Mm-hmm.
of his best friends.
Mm-hmm.
And yet he dated that lady for 2 years, all because he wanted to come out of Nigeria.
She refused to bring him to the
She
abroad.
refused, though. The lady chopped the money well,
Ah,
because he was
that
converting his naira salary to
uh-huh.
dollar and be sending to that girl.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And
Want
you
to
know
come
that
to
your friend
abroad.
has slept, and you know your friend has slept with this lady before, and yet you were dating, you wanted to marry her.
So did you know this before you married him or after?
After
Okay.
he
Now let's
told me
move on quickly
everything.
because of time, Bookie, because it's done almost 1 hour.
So
What now happened? Why did they leave the pastor's house to come back to you?
the,
Did they come back to you? Why? What happened that they
the,
had to
they
leave
could not.
after 1 year?
The pastor, even when the lady graduated from school, the pastor now even told them, they not told them everything about United States. When you're 17, you can even rent a house for yourself. The lady said, like, she will not go back to that house, that she will want her own house. The father rented an apartment for her, a
One of
17
the
years
daughters.
old. Yeah, that the first daughter. Then the last one came in because they were having problem. Eventually I had conversation with the pastor's wife, and she said, my sister, if you see waiting my eyes see, I don't want to
Oh,
talk.
they think they couldn't raise them in a godly way. I
I
thought they
wonder.
are the savior.
And do you know what? Do you know how bad this evil these people are? But when the father, then their father is around, they will be saying is love they lack. That's why they are misbehaving. They need a loving environment. So
Mm-hmm.
to cut the whole story short, at a point, and I started harassing my husband. And I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm leaving. I didn't mean it, Auntie B. I just wanted
Mm-hmm.
him to sit up.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, he was so scared. Hey, because the temporary card is about running out. So he now
Mm-hmm.
called the pastor. After how many years, the pastor walked into that house. He want to settle trouble, the problem that already scatter everything. I told the pastor, I said, Father, you came too late. The time I expected you had passed. Me, I
Mm-hmm.
rented an apartment. The whole thing, he left. At the point, after 2 or 3 days, I now called him and I said, I was joking. I just wanted something. At that point, you know what he told me? He said, I've thought it over. You have to leave. I thought he was joking.
So, when we spoke, I was asking you about this because I couldn't understand it.
Yes,
You said you left the house to go and rent another
yes,
apartment. Why did you have
yes.
to leave? Was the tenancy in his name?
Both of us. And the list was, remaining like 2 months to go. I said, I was joking. I just wanted you to sit up. He said, no.
So
Buki,
you're
you
just
have
doing
to
like the
leave.
shakara that women do to see if he will beg
Yes.
you,
My sister, the table turned though.
not knowing
I
that
became
uncle
the
was ready
one.
to jar.
I became the one begging him with
Hmm.
tears, with tears, begging this man. He said, lie, that I must leave. That I shouldn't worry. It's just for 6 months. That was how he tripped me and lured it. That is for 6 months. I will train these children. They don't want to hear this and that. Don't worry. My things will be in your apartment. I just want to have time, few months to train them. I will pay for the 2 apartments. They are all lies. Oh, I couldn't take it. I beg. I now called that pastor in Nigeria. The
Hmm.
pastor lamented, you are now calling me. So you still have my number. I said, Pastor, what's the problem? Didn't I tell you you shouldn't stop calling me? Your situation is too much. You are a spiritual kinikon. I told you not to keep away from me too long. We were supposed to be doing the fasting over and over again. You see what happened now? Blah, blah, blah. I will talk to him. He spoke with my ex. He came back. He said, well, I tried my best. So your ex said you will not leave, that you still have to leave. Anyway, you still have to leave. I will hold on to his word. He said, you people will come back together. And that was it. Subsequent calling, this man refused to pick my call. That's the pastor in Naija. Up till now, the man refused to pick my call.
So you were not begging him after you moved out to say that you were only joking. You didn't mean
And
for the
I,
marriage to
I
end.
begged for 2 months. I am telling you this.
Mm-hmm.
I moved out though, because at a
Mm-hmm.
point, I don't say, and see if I show you the voice to this face, the face to this voice, I'm not crippled, I'm pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I said, no. That was how I packed my things. He even helped me to pack my things.
He helped you, he helped you to hasten it. So what happened? I want to talk about the green card because you spoke very bitterly about the green card, how you gave them the green card and you felt used. And you thought you felt like if this is what they wanted, that at least you if you even if it was a contract in cases where people pay, you would have been more you felt more fulfilled than being used and dumped like that. Let me use the word in quotes. I don't mean that you were dumped, but it's just a word to say that you
I
felt
was
very
dumb.
okay. All right.
So
Tell us
I
about
moved
the
out.
green card.
I moved out 2 months after. I told him, you need to do something. I can't see traces that you are still coming back to me. He said, well, I will need to tell you now. I chose my children. I said, you are choosing your children. What do you mean? Well, figure it out. Figure what out? At that point, I started calling my sister in Nigeria. Everybody, please help me to beg this man. My sister had to call their family. I forgot to tell you, in 2020, he lost 3 people. He lost his middest younger sister, lost the mom, lost the dad that same year. I
Wow.
don't know, maybe COVID. Yes.
There's a lot of
So
loss in his family.
yes. So the brother that stands to be the father of the house now called. It was as if they put a share in their mouth. In the process of, suddenly say, no, what rubbish. I'm a millionaire in Nigeria. My sister, Auntie B, where this man lives in Ikorodu, you cannot eat there. Touch more, talk more of sleeping there. The only thing you're thinking about medical, that was what I thought. When I got there, in fact, when he came, what I see is different from what my visual imagination, that I created for him.
So you two, were you attract? I mean, did you like him or was it because he's a doctor? Is that why you married him and brought
No,
him to
I
America?
liked him at that stage. I liked him because he's a pastor,
Okay,
and I
pastor,
knew
yeah.
that I can brush him up. That it just needs to be placed in a very conducive environment.
Yeah. Well, it was a pastor but a medical doctor without a job.
He got a job, but
In Nigeria.
he's not looking like someone. I don't, the image you will have like a medical doctor. There's this
Mm.
kind of image, sophisticated. No, it's zero. If that area, So we started talking, then the brother now called 3-way call one day. And I said, Buki, this man is your husband. Nothing will separate you people. Sign that paper. Sign that paper. When the brother was saying that, this man was bluffing. Here, leave her. Let her not sign it. Let her not. You think I don't know what to do? At that time, I didn't know what he meant. But later I got to know. You think I don't know what to do? Even if you don't sign it, I know how to go around it and get this paper done and I will have it. Nothing. You can't do anything. He now started bluffing. He was saying all those things. I just carried the paper and I signed
So
it.
when you are saying sign the paper, it means the application for their green card
The
now, the permanent
final,
residence.
the
Mhm.
final paper. And I signed it, thinking this man was going to come around. He did not.
And did this happen after you moved out of the house?
Yes. That was
Okay.
like 6 months after or 5 months after.
And it's very important here that we note that what Buki was saying that she was called from Nigeria to sign the paper. She said that the person that called her, is it the same spiritual father that said that
No,
yeah,
his own brother, Gongon, that now stands like the head of the family
okay,
in
it's his
their,
senior
yes.
brother. Okay.
Mhm.
She said that it was like he put a foshe in his mouth. You Yoruba people will know what is called a foshe. He put something in his mouth to say whatever I say. Huh?
That paper is your husband. Sign it.
So she was told sign the paper, even though the marriage at that time they were already separated. She had moved out. She said you did
Exactly.
shakara.
He was
Eh?
doing shakara, serious shakara.
You say you did shakara to leave, But the shakara became real because he too didn't want you again. And he
Yes,
said, leave, you can stay, let's stay apart. But even though you were separated, they now called you from Nigeria and say, sign paper, and you too, you signed. And that's how they got their permanent green card, right?
that was how they got the permanent green card. But that was the last time I saw that paper. The correspondence was supposed to be mailed to me in my name. You know what he did? He got a lawyer to be receiving that letter, correspondence from the lawyer, so that I would not have anything to do with the paper.
You
And
know what
since
I can
that day,
see from all this, these people are very, very smart. Obviously, you say he's a very intelligent person, and you say he has all these plenty degrees and specialities in, in medicine and all that. He's much smarter than you, my sister. I'm sorry
my
to say that,
sister,
but he
let
was.
me tell you something about this. This man knew nothing apart from book when he came to United States.
Book is
That
something.
church, that church.
You don't know that book is
Yes,
where all the knowledge
when
is.
I
It's
mean
not apart
book,
from book.
when I mean book, I mean his own medical, his own field book. But when it comes to the law, how you can go around it, all those things, the people here were the people that were teaching him. And I didn't expect that from him being a pastor. It's God that gives without having sorrow. Is it a must that if God wants you to be here, you will still be here? Must you be helping God and be doing conny conny?
So you were saying that it's the people he met in the church, the pastor and the wife,
They
that
were, if
they put
it's
him
like they
through and
handed,
told him how to manipulate and play.
yes, even the children,
Okay.
even the children. You
Mhm.
understand? Even the children.
Yeah, somebody
Then
is saying it in the comment section. Love and kindness say it was your family pastor that showed him the way.
exactly. Even
Okay.
the children. Because
Mhm.
these children had little fear when they were living with me. But the day they moved out, that was it. That was it.
Hmm.
Ikakon wodiwomo. That was it.
So what happened after they got their paper? What
After
now
they got
happened?
their paper, I started chasing shadow till this moment. What
You
really
were still
struck,
begging him.
I was still begging. He was not doing shakala. He will come today. He will not come today. He will pick the card whenever he wants. You understand? At a point, when he wanted to do his 50th birthday, he was telling me, I just said, let me let you know, I'm going to do my 50th birthday. You know, something that we're supposed to plan together. He was now announcing it as if somebody outside the. I was like this. I say when I had souvenirs that I bought, almost, 2,000, I had to do it overnight. I bought cake. I
After you
did.
were living apart, you were still buying
I
souvenirs for
was
birthday.
thinking about, I was still doing this because what came to my mind, I said that lady in Nigeria will not come because I knew that lady wanted to come to America. They just wanted to use me. And I knew he wanted to come to America through this man. I said, no, that dream will not come true. So I was bent on, taking this man back. People were still advising me that you have to take your man
Oh
back.
my God. Bookie, please
Whereas
let me pause. Let me pause. Sorry, my sister. Please take a sip of water or something. Something you said just now that I just can't let that go. You said I was bent on taking this man back.
ship
Okay?
that sailed.
In your mind, okay, you think you are marrying a pastor who has the fear of God,
Oh God.
who is going to respect, his marriage, commitments, and stick it out no matter what. Because marriages, we know that it goes through, different stages. But the thing that you still didn't know, even at this stage where you were out of the house and you left by yourself because you were doing shakara, and women do that sometimes. We just do akko. But sometimes akko can become very dangerous because you can do akko and they say, I better go, Jari. Especially if the person was already, not interested anymore. But you said I was bent on taking him back, but he didn't want you. He never wanted you. Everything he's done since he came to America indicates that he only wanted to come to America. He was not committed to this marriage. And this is what we women need to learn from. Okay? Auntie Adubo and him, they set you up to bring him to America. They will marry you. And then they will now, with the children, they colluded so that when they marry, and once they get their paper, they will divorce you. And then they will bring Auntie Adubo because she's the one that is really into in this man's life. And you said I was bent on taking him back, but he didn't want you. And this is one thing I want a lot of you out there who are listening. Please give this video a thumbs up. We got 1,289 people watching. Please, my people, I haven't been here for a week. If you say you miss me, if you don't give this video a thumbs up, I will go for 1 month. Oh, hey, needing me. Give it a thumbs up. My sister Buki, I'm not judging you, I'm not condemning you, but I am talking about lessons. And this is how we do the show. You know that. Because a lot
Auntie
of
Auntie B,
yes, my
before
dear.
you talk too much, I want to tell you where I now made up my mind that if
Yeah,
I need to die, if I need to delete, let me
yeah.
delete. I'm
You
done.
in a minute, yeah, you say it just now. Just, I wanted to bring this out. Because we women, you know how we are. We are emotional beings. You say, I love somebody. But does he love you? I want him. Does he want you? Sometimes we need to think about that because even if no matter how you want somebody, if they don't want you, then you are in the relationship all by yourself. I think you were in this relationship all by yourself from the beginning.
Yes, ma'am.
This is what I'm saying, Sister Buki. Look, we are talking about the pastor. We are talking about the pastor's wife. We are talking about the teenage children who were causing problem. But you were in this relationship all by yourself.
Yes.
This uncle blindfolded you because of his ministerial or whatever pastor. And we keep telling this to women out there. Pastors are human beings. It is just a title. I can wake up tomorrow and tell you guys, my name is Pastor B. Pastor B. Start calling me Pastor B. And people will buy it. So be careful how you trust people with titles, especially when they have pastor title. You people need to listen to Pastor Shola more because he's the one that does a lot of expose about Nigerian pastors. Seriously, there's a lot of sheep in wolves in sheep clothing in the church today. It is easy for you to trust somebody who is a pastor because you say they're a pastor, but pastor is just it's a title. And you know what? With women, we are blindfolded because we say, "Oh, he's a pastor. He loves God. If he loves God, then loving me is easy." So that's just how that's what I wanted to say. Now tell us how you got to that point where you say enough is enough.
Yes. My birthday came. He was still dancing along. I think maybe the real one has not come. He took me, he said, let's go out, let's talk about the family. I said, okay. Just choose a place. I
When you are
chose a
not
place.
living together, you are
When
talking
we're
about
not
family.
living together,
He still didn't allow you to come back and you want to talk about family.
he wanted to tell me a different thing, ma. I was thinking of that thing that you are thinking was what I was thinking. We now went to that hotel. He paid for a night. I was thinking at sex or something, we're going to make love. You know, these things not even come up. That day, that night, I knew this man's mind. He know they with me again. So till the next one, we're about packing and leaving. I said, you are yet to we've not discussed all the things you wanted us to discuss now. I'm still waiting. And I said, oh, he just wanted to, it's not much. I just want to tell you that if you want to buy a house, I don't think it makes any sense for me and you to buy a house. I said, what? Because that was the plan before I moved out. That okay, eventually when we come back, we're gonna get a house and buy a house. You understand together? And I said,
So
go and buy.
so you he took you out for a birthday getaway to a
Yes,
hotel and there
yes.
was no kerewa.
Kerewa on the bed. The thing no come up.
Did he hold you?
I heard him. We did everything for where. I said, where's your mind? What's going on? He said, you know, old age. I said, you are just going to be 50 next month. Which old age?
So he couldn't get it up. That's what you're
I'm
saying.
telling you.
Okay, go
And
ahead.
I said, I think your mind is not with me because where your treasure is where your mind is. And I said, don't say that. We woke up in the morning. I said, so tell me, we're about to leave. You are yet to tell me. And I said, you know about the house we're supposed to get together? I think I will advise you to get your own house. That was how he put it, in your own name. And I will get mine in my own name. I said,
Hmm.
excuse me? Is that how you want it? What's the meaning of that? And I said, because they told me that it's better for one out of the family to buy.
What
So that,
happened to your audio? Bookie, it's like you've gone far from your device. It's
okay,
echoing now.
okay. That was how we ended that. I said, okay, I'll buy my house in my own name. You will buy, will you pay for my own house? He said, why not? How much is it? Why not? I was laughing. That would wait. So during his own birthday, I said I will not step my feet into that church. Let's find a place. You can bring the pastor in to do everything for you in that hall. He said, no, this is how we want it. When you hear we, he's talking about him and his children. So I don't have a say. I said, okay. But my mom said I should still do everything like a wife for him. I bought souvenirs. I bought cake. You know, Nigerian cake is expensive in America. I did everything. I even made musical video for him, which they play in the hall.
I don't understand why your mom is saying that you should play a part. You are not living together, you are separated. So I don't understand why carry on as husband and wife when you are not
You
even
know
together.
these old people, how they reason, like for future references. That was what she said. I did that. So the next day, that day gone off, the next day happens to be.
Okay, people are complaining they can't hear you anymore. Something changed. Maybe you move your position or something. Yeah. They
I don't
cannot
know. Hello, can you hear me now?
move closer to the mic. Are you using
Ah,
headphones?
ah,
Mm-hmm.
my
Okay,
phone
it's
is
better now.
okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when after the whole episode that day, this man got home. I forgot during my own birthday, when he was taking picture. He was taking take the picture. He was just sit on my lap, take the picture. He was just doing all that. He was just taking picture during the my own birthday. During his birthday, after the church program, when he got home, he was there, hold me. He was taking the picture. He was just taking pictures. I was just looking at him that okay, maybe if these people, immigration people were asking, that was also running in my mind. And people said yes, it was just being smart. So he uploaded those pictures on Facebook. People started calling people that had not called me for 2 years, including that uncle. After signing that green paper, that uncle, I called him more than 20 times. He refused to pick my call. So when they now saw that picture on Facebook, they started calling me. And I said, uncle, so you still have my number. Hey, you will start treating me like a wife. And I said, really? So that night, I now told him, and I said, let me take you out. Let's go out. Let's go and watch. When I went to his house to pick him up, that was when he was having church meeting on the phone. He was now telling them, my madam is here. I was like, what is going on? He wants to take me. So we ran up quickly. We went. When we were now going, and I said, you know what? Let's go to Best Buy. I want us to have a copy. I don't like it. My name is on your list. I can't walk into your house. You don't, I need to have a spare key to that apartment. It's not my
Move
apartment.
closer to the mic. Yeah, people are still complaining about your audio. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
so I
And
now said, okay,
are you using what device are you using? Is it a phone or
a
laptop?
phone, a phone.
Okay, it was good when we started though, but it just changed. Maybe you move closer to it.
Can you hear me now?
We are hearing, but it's faint.
Wow.
Mm. Okay, just summarize what happened and how
Okay.
where you are today,
We
and
made a
especially
copy.
why you want to share the story. I need
Yes,
to know that.
we made that copy of the key. Did you hear that?
He did
My,
what?
my key, the key to my apartment, I made a copy. I gave it to him. I made a copy of his own apartment. Did you hear me?
Yes.
And I took that. He actually paid for those things.
Right.
So 3 days after, I went to his house, put the key in. The key said going for where?
He said the kid said boing. The kid is saying, leave me alone. Go away. Who are you? I don't know you. Oh my god. Buki said the kid was saying boing when she went to his apartment. Boing boing.
He rushed out from the bathroom with soap all over. I said, what happened to this? The key is not working. We're going back there. Hey, no. We don't need to go back there. I forgot to tell you that the maintenance people here, they suck. And he started lying. Pastor
Mhm. That's
lying.
why I say he's smarter than you. You know, I said that. I didn't mean it in an insultive way. I just I mean, and it's not smartness in doing good things, or it's smartness in manipulation. Okay? Because from the beginning, I believe this uncle just wanted to come to America. That's why he was only dating diasporans. Beware of people who only date diasporans. If you go to Africa as a brother and the woman say, I only date people living in diaspora, beware. If you are a sister and you go to Africa, it's only people in London, in Scotland, people in Ireland, people in Germany, in Canada, they are dating. Eshoranyi, there's a reason. You get social media people go tell you say you get why. Mm-hmm.
So I was not okay with that response. So later I asked him, you need to tell me the truth. At that point, you know what I did? I will forward this thing to you later, Ansibi,
Mm-hmm.
so that you
Mm-hmm.
will hear his conversation. Because people have been telling me things he told them, but nobody. In fact, at the point I was thinking, if we should go to court, nobody will be on my side.
They
I'm
won't
telling you.
believe you. Mm.
So I recorded everything he said that day. You know what he said? I
Mm-mm.
said, tell me the truth. Did you
Mm-hmm.
change? Did you change the lock? He said, well, let me tell you, you still don't have good rapport with my children, so you
Mm-hmm.
cannot come to my house.
Hmm.
I said, which rapport? What are you talking about? He said, well, I said, I'm talking about your house. Am I not your wife? I said, my name is on that list, right? I need a key to your house. You're telling me rapport. If you need to put padlock in their own door, put it.
That's
I
the
need
first
your
mistake
key.
you made. Living in a house that you have the lease to. Never ever leave a property that you rented in your name. Do you know why? This is not because I'm a teaching a bad thing though. If anything happens, they are going to hold you responsible. If you have a lease or you bought a property, except your life is ordained, you know that you are likely to be deleted. Then I'll say, okay, leave everything and run. Otherwise, don't leave your lease for somebody. That was the first mistake you did,
No,
because you
it's a
left a
new
house where
apartment.
your name is on the lease to move
If
out.
yes, okay. Because it's a new apartment. We moved from that place. He rented his own apartment, but still put my name on it. Even me, you understand? He still put my
How did
name.
you sign the contract? If you put your name, did you sign with him
I didn't sign contract because it was COVID. Everything was done online.
online? I see. Okay. Mm-hmm.
That was what
Right.
happened. So he now
So the
said,
issue of the
until
key
you have
change
good
and
rapport.
everything.
When
Mm-hmm.
he said that, that was when I said, I'm done. And I came out of his car, and that was the last time, we spoke or had any contact. This man lives like 5 minutes away from my house. You know
Mm-hmm.
what he does? When he sees me like this, he runs through the other side.
Mm-hmm.
When he sees, in fact, when we are on the same line in the traffic, maybe there's a traffic light, he will pull over so that I move. He's so scared. You can see in his face that he cannot even face me.
Yeah, the wicked runs when no one
Yes,
pursues. That's
yes.
what the Bible says.
So it took me a long time because I was lying to my kid. My kid was into him. He knows him as his dad. It took me a long time for me to see, because somebody told me I need to tell this boy the truth, because he might run to him outside one day, because I told him daddy went to Nigeria. So
How old is he? How old is your
he's
boy?
now, when I broke the news to him, he was 8, but he's now 9.
Oh, so he's quite young.
Yes. So I had to, oh God, whenever I
You
remember
cried.
that thing, I always
Mm,
cry.
it's
Whenever
okay.
my my son was like, he stood up and he ran to the room. He came back. He was like panting. He said, Mommy, you mean he did this to us? That was what he
It's
said.
okay.
He
It's
said,
okay.
God
Mm,
punish him. That was what he said. He said, God punish him. He
it's
said,
okay.
Mommy, he said, Mommy, it's a mistake bringing those girls. They are so mean. That was when my son started telling me the things those girls did to him. They were bullying him, even in the public. This boy kept it away from me
It's okay.
because
It's
it's
okay.
not
It's
behind
okay.
me.
It's
Whenever
okay.
I remember that night when my boy was crying, I said, "This your tears. He will pay for it. He
It's
will
okay.
surely pay for it.
It's okay. Okay, what I'm going to say is that I know how hard it is when you feel, because even brothers, that's why we've had so many women that have come to share their stories of bringing people from Africa. We've had men who share their own story of bringing people from Africa. As a matter of fact, tomorrow, my people, make it a date with me tomorrow. You know how we want to do that story about this demystifying the abroad marriage. Tomorrow is when we are doing it. Okay. So I'm so sorry that you felt this way. Obviously, you were really into this marriage. You love this man and you had hopes for, building a family with him. Unfortunately, I think you were played from the beginning, because the way you narrated the story, from how the uncle that introduced you, this auntie Adubo that is in Nigeria, that is the one that is inciting the girls against you and all that, it seems like it was just his immigration fraud, unfortunately. Because if he can even date someone who he knows she's an escort and was willing to marry her just to come abroad, that's to tell you the guy was desperate. And desperate people will do anything. I just want to ask, are you still in love with him?
Maybe to delete him.
No, 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 that's not necessary. That's not necessary. It's not your portion. You are not going to delete anybody. You're not going to have anybody's blood in your conscience. You are a Christian. I know it hurts, but you will heal. Trust me, you
You
will.
know, I had an opportunity to speak with the pastor's wife one night,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I told it to her face. I said, "This thing you did to my family will stand against you on a judgment day."
Hmm.
She's far older than me,
Mm-hmm.
but I said it to her face. He said,
Mm-hmm.
"I did it for you. I did it for you. I didn't want you to go through trouble." You know?
She didn't do it for you. They did it for
Yeah,
their ministry. They are even
yeah.
selfish people.
You
They
know,
were the
it
ones
seems
that
the woman is
they
so
contributed to
cunning.
why the marriage didn't work. The marriage didn't stand a chance. And what pained me the most is that it was you that took them to these pastors.
I was the one, oh,
Come on, Shio.
at a point, I was in the process of begging him. I said, "Okay, I will go back to the church." This man will be telling, "No, no, 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 don't go back to the, let me be the one to tell you the time to go back to the church." That means he has said a lot behind me in that church.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody is saying in the comment section that it was marriage fraud that he did with you, you know. Bola is saying that Auntie B is called marriage, romance and immigration fraud. And some people are saying you should report him, but I mean, his guy is permanent resident already now. So what can you do? What can you really do? I will say just leave it. Leave it to karma. Leave it. America. Wait till an American passport, I've been American visa, I've been an American green card we never see before. No, just leave everything to karma. What goes around comes around. As long as you know in your conscience that it was clear, you went into the marriage with good intention, to have a stability in
Do
your
you
life,
know
to
that
have
I
love.
paid for counseling? I was the one I paid for counseling. I started begging him, please. I begged him for 3 days before he agreed.
Hmm.
I spoke to the counselor. The counselor with 1 hour. Counselor, you have 30 minutes to go. You have 15 minutes to go. But counselor spent 2 hours with him. Counselor came back to tell me, madam, it seems you have problem. Oh." Because there is nothing. The way he will put his case down, I said, really? He said, I had a lot from him. Oh, this man can talk. I said, okay.
If I were you, a lot of people are saying sue him, do this, but if I were you, I would leave it. Just leave it. Just leave it. People have been in your situation, and I'm sharing my link over the farm. If anybody has words of comfort to uplift, Buki, to pray for her, to just, hold her up, please come into the studio. My link is in the comment section. See, there are people that have done it, and they even stole millions from them. But today they are laughing, they are smiling. See, God, we don't serve a God that is a wicked God, though. He's a just God. So I know you are still very bitter, you are angry, you feel used, you feel dumped. But you are a Christian, and I'm going to speak to you Christian to Christian. Okay? It might not feel like it now, but your healing starts from forgiveness. Forgive them. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have to pray about it that the Holy Spirit should give you the grace to let go. Because when you lost someone, it's difficult. And being used is very, very painful. When somebody uses you and you know that you've been used, it's very, very painful. And the fact that your son, you were telling this story from the beginning, but when you started talking about how your son reacted to this whole
I
mess,
can never
you broke
forget that
down.
night.
You broke down. I can feel your pain. And finally, I'm just going to ask you, Buki, because of time, we've done an hour and a half. Why did you want to share this story with Obodo Fam tonight?
I I did because I think it could help me. I mean, positively
Yeah.
to to heal, and at the same time to hear people's advice, what to do
Hmm.
from henceforth,
Yeah. Are you
and
still
for
legally
people
married?
to learn from me.
Yeah. You are
Some
still
people
legal.
will still not learn.
Are you
But
still
people,
legally married to him?
yes, people said I should let him because if I divorce, because he told me categorically, what are you waiting for? You know, my as a pastor, I can't divorce. What are you waiting for? Just give me divorce. He told me in his
He
car.
wants to divorce you so you'll bring that auntie in Nigeria.
Yes, somebody now
Mhm.
said, mm-mm.
Somebody is saying in the comment section that I reside in the UK. Flo Unilag is saying, guess what? The green card can still be revoked.
Can that person get involved with? Is he a lawyer?
I don't know if she's a lawyer. Flo,
Oh,
are you a lawyer? Come into the studio and share more light. But I will say there's no need. Don't, there's no need. There's no need. Vengeance belongs to the Lord. I know it hurts you, but I would not even advise you to revoke it. There's no need. There's no need. Do you know the
Auntie
things that
B, they
happen?
don't deserve this.
I know, I know, I know,
They
I
don't
know.
deserve it.
Flo, can you send a message to my WhatsApp, please? Yeah, you have my numbers. Send a message to my. I know they don't deserve it, Bookie. But if you take the laws into your hands or you decide to seek
It's
vengeance,
not the lying to if I have it done, I will be so free.
no, you wouldn't. You won't be free. That's what
I
you
will be
think.
free because there's not no kids now, no almost nothing. I'm not saying they cannot have it. Shebi, he said he's a billionaire. He can have it. He was bluffing. Do you know the? Oh God.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Obviously, at the end of the day, is your decision, is your life, and whatever you want to do. But I mean, me speaking broadly on this show now, we have 1,400 people watching. I would say there is no need. Ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run lójú o. Búkì ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run ló ṣẹ̀bẹ̀ ń tó gbáyé ló máa ń lòwe. Leave it. Leave it. Wetin be paper? You don't see person wey die before wey dey use paper. Wetin be paper? Let me tell you a quick story. I have so many people that want to talk to you, but let me encourage you with this story. I have a friend here in the UK. She's from Sierra Leone. The brother was here. They did when back in the day when you can still do arranged marriage in the UK to get away to get paper. He paid so much money to get this paper. Just when the paper was about to come, he was working day, night, afternoon, evening to work to be able to save the money to pay for this document. Guess what? When the paper, just when the paper was about to come, he fell ill. He was sick. By the time this paper came, this guy has deleted. My friend had to raise money from here to take him to Sierra Leone to go and bury him in Sierra Leone with paper. He couldn't use it. And this is not because he hurt anybody. Oh. This was something he worked hard for. My point is, paper is nothing. I know it's a big deal,
somebody,
but people don't have it.
Auntie B, somebody sent a private chat with me. He said, we don't have to be biased. The only way is hear from both parties. The guy will have something to say too.
No, just ignore that. Ignore
I
that.
experienced the same thing as a guy. I never said he will
Ignore
not
it.
have anything
Ignore
to say.
it. Ignore it. Babatunde, I will block your generation. If you don't live there now, ma shori burúkú lálẹ́ yìí o. Ẹ máa ṣorí burúkú tá ẹ bá kúrò níbí. Don't let me descend on you. This is not about you. Nobody ever said that men don't experience it. Get the hell out of here. Don't read all that nonsense. Let him come again. Let me block his entire lineage. This is not about you. Don't come here and bring your own into it. Is this your story? Àfi fẹ́ ṣorí burúkú lálẹ́ yìí. Don't try me. I don't play like that. I beg. If you are new here, then you know I don't play with my guests. Don't come here to start challenging him and challenging Bookie. Is this a court that you want to bring the other person to start judging? Judging what? She's here for support, and that's what we're going to give her. If I see you in the comment section again, I might shake my free. Bookie, my sister. Bookie, it is well with you. Okay? It is well with you. Don't worry. Don't worry. You know, God doesn't sleep. He doesn't slumber. He sees everything. And he will give everybody according to what they deserve. I know people say, come on, it takes forever. Don't worry. Relax. Fọkàn ẹ balẹ̀. Fọkàn ẹ balẹ̀. What is your green card? Green card, Kini? Uh, it is well. I know it is important. You feel used. You feel dumped. But green card is not the end of the world. Okay? All right. It is well with you. Thank you so much for sharing. Now I'm going to take calls from people. I already have people in the studio. Thank you everyone for being here. Please give this video a thumbs up. People are sending you love and hugs. Bookie needs advice. She needs encouragement. She said the reason why she wants to share the story is to warn people out there and also to begin her own journey of healing. Okay? Forget about the negative comments. Who are they? Because you have your experience. So bloody well. Do you know how many people have experience on this platform? Go and listen to our playlist and see how many people that have shared. If you want to share, come here. Otherwise, my friend, get out. This is not about you. This is about Bookie. You got it? Okay. Uzo, you are first tonight. Welcome.
Hello, Auntie B. Thank you so much for adding me to this conversation. First and foremost, I want to say a very big well done and thank you for what you do. You're making a difference, if I must say so. You're making a difference, and I pray that the good Lord will strengthen you and enable you to continue to do this. You
Amen.
know, I now want to speak to Sister Buki. Sister Buki, I heard your story and I was dropping some chats, but I just want to encourage you. First, I want to send you big bear hugs, and I just want to advise you that this might sound harsh, but just lick your wounds and move on. The Bible says something that those that know their God, they're strong. They do exploits. As simple as that passage is, be strong. You have the strength in you. I know it's gonna hurt that you brought someone. You used your church mind. You were very plain. You were very but at the end of the day, what has happened has happened. I know in Canada that you can actually have it revoked. However, I just want to tell you, don't go on that journey. If you really say you're a Christian, if you really say you know God, let God
Mm-hmm.
fight for you.
Mm-hmm.
Open the Bible says, be still and know that I'm God. Be
Mm-hmm.
still. It's gonna hurt. I know how it feels. I want to say I've had a similar experience, okay, with a guy here in Canada, and he's a doctor, but right now he can't even practice. He
You
got
see?
into a shitload of trouble. That's a
You
story
see?
for another day. And God
You see?
fought for me. And
You
so
see? You
if
see
I
what I
mention
was
his
saying?
name
Okay.
and you type it on computer, you will see he can't even step his foot in Canada. He's run away. He has court cases. If he steps his foot in Canada, they're dragging him left, right, and center to court. But I don't want to make it about me. I just gave you an insight to what God can do. See, God
Oh
is not a
yeah.
wicked God.
Mm-hmm.
And God will fight for you. Be
Mm-hmm.
still. It's gonna hurt. I know you're crying. Your son is hurt. You've thought of how you invested emotionally, financially, everything. But the only words that I have for you today is be still. Be
Hmm.
still. Trust God.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go trying to delete nobody. Don't go
Mm-hmm.
trying to do anything crazy. All you need is to trust God. If you have to go for counseling to talk to someone to ease this pain and everything, do it. However, don't listen to anybody who is saying, try to get it revoked, fight dirty. Don't do it. Don't
Okay.
do it. Be
Mm-hmm.
still. That's all I want to say. I don't want to talk too much. I just want others to also get a chance. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
just sending you big bear hugs here from Canada. Auntie B, I just want to say, well done. Thank you. God bless you. Keep doing what you're doing. God has enabled you. God has strengthened you for this job. You are doing the Lord's work.
Thank
Don't
you.
relent.
Thank you.
Get continue to receive strength for each day and keep doing what you're doing. Sister Buki, trust God. Don't fight dirty. Don't fight dirty. Find
Mm-hmm.
scriptures that you can hold on to
Oh,
and
yeah.
let God fight for you. Even the Bible says that even though it tarries, it might
Mm-hmm.
tarry, but
Mm-hmm.
wait for it.
Mm-hmm.
God will fight for you. That's all I
Mm-hmm.
can say.
Thank
Don't
you.
listen to anybody. No fighting dirty. Seek counsel because you need to have your sanity to raise your son. You have a
Yeah.
job to do.
Yeah.
Leave these people and you will see God fight for you. That's all I have to say. God bless
Thank
you.
you
Love
so
you.
much,
Stay
Uzo.
strong. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you, Uzo. I agree with you completely. We are from the same. I mean, that's what I said. There's no need. When you are hurting, you always want revenge. But guess what? Revenge does not make you feel better. It doesn't. You think, oh, if I can just revoke it now, it'll be better. Irony. I'm telling you, you won't feel better. You will not. And as hard as it is, you might want to think about it and say, what would Jesus do as a Christian that you are, knowing that you went into this relationship with a pure heart? Is this what your next course of? No, go to God in prayers. You've done it. You did it. Whether it's a for share, they used to talk to you, whatever, you've done it. Revoking it is not going to make you feel better. That's not where your healing is. Bookie, your healing is not in revoking his green card, though. I know a lot of people in the comment section because of the fan walking, they are so angry that revoke it, revoke it, revoke it. But at the end of the day, whatever we say is your choice, is your life, what you want to do. We can only advise. But I go with Uzo, 100%. Leave it. If you won't lay, God will fight for you. Okay? I'm going to come to you, Jane, but let me take this caller. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Obodooyinbo.
Welcome.
My name is Chris, calling from the US. I'd like to congratulate you on your house,
Thank you.
and I pray that this is the least that you will have more grace.
Amen. Thank you
Just
so much.
I'd like to encourage Sister Buki, a very touching story.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very sad story, very big. But the scripture says, vengeance is mine.
Amen.
Vengeance is mine. However, for those of us that God is still helping,
I like how you say, for those of us that God is still helping.
I will tell you, because that guy is a biggest smoker. Now, did I hear her say the guy is into ministry?
Yes, he's a pastor.
That is the devilish ministry fire name. Ministry will not prosper. It is not curse. It is just how it is. When you manipulate to get themselves over there, you will not prosper.
Mm-hmm.
It is pure and simple. It is fraud ministry. It will not work. Now, it will not crash by Sister Buki's own making. Sister Buki, I know you still feel pain. There are people like me and you, that we don't look for trouble. But when somebody decides to carry their waka into our own garden to bring trouble, it is very hard to let go. However, take it to God in prayer.
Benny.
Those people who are good people offend without they doing anything of any form of retaliation. What they don't understand is that they have the greater power. You have the greater power. In that pain, in that hurt, go on your knees in the night and raise your voice, your cry secretly to God. You and God. And let God settle that matter. Without you lifting a finger, you want to revoke it.
How do you fight for yourself when you have a God that is bigger than any situation? Bookie, don't allow anger to push you.
Back down, revoke it in the
What can you do for yourself? Okay, what if you go to court? Even if you go and they don't revoke you, you spend money, you spend time, you hire solicitor. What for?
You expose yourself. So you have a greater power. I see a lot of pain. I feel a lot of pain from the cry. As you were crying, I'm just listening to you from the TV. take that cry to the place of prayer.
Amen.
You don't need to raise a word.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to raise a word. Stay in your prayer place and begin to cry and say, Father, Father, have mercy. Help me. Heal me. That's all. Father, have mercy. Father, heal me. In any way you have knowingly or unknowingly made this mistake, whether it came from you or you are trying to help, Father, have mercy. Heal me. Heal this hurt. Make this pain go away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Abel's blood, Cain's blood was crying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Anna was crying, and the priest was saying, "Why? What? Are you drunk?" No, these are groanings that you cannot explain. It is not physical. It is, you take this pain, this hurt. No, no matter what anybody tells you here, it might not go in because only you can know where it is hurting you.
And I'm glad that you said, my brother, that it's not physical. You see how, if you were listening to her story, the day she signed the document for the permanent green card, did you hear what she said? It's from Nigeria, they called her. They were giving her orders, they signed this document. If you now start this battle of cancelling his paper, you started spiritual battle.
Yes, you are 100% correct. You have brought yourself in the open. Somebody who can disguise as pastor to manipulate you to come abroad will do anything to retain that position. So do not expose yourself physically. It's a spiritual thing. Take your pain and your heart to the place of prayer. You don't even need to scream. Just cry there. Say, cry at the altar of your prayer. Say, Father, have mercy. Heal my heart. This is what is going on.
Yeah, is healing you need. You need healing. You don't need revenge.
You don't need revenge. And I know, I'm fully persuaded that God will heal your heart. God will mend it and will get somebody better who will be a fantastic and a fabulous father to your child.
Amen.
And everything will be all right.
Amen. Thank you.
Don't let the weight of that disappointment drag you down. There's a lot God wants to do with you.
Amen.
This is just a distraction. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother. Eshe Goni, I appreciate.
God bless you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, so opinions are divided tonight. Bill, you are saying that you have a different opinion. Okay, come into the studio. You know how we do it. The link is in the comment section. People are saying go ahead and cancel it. Go ahead and cancel it. Other people are saying just let go. Okay, and I'm not going to shut people up. I'm not going to say don't express what you feel about it. You know, but we can only advise, and at the end of the day, she will do what she needs to do or what she wants to do. So my link is still in the comment section, guys. I'm posting it now. Please come in quickly if you want to just encourage her, like our brother who called me just now just did. Sometimes someone just needs encouragement, comfort, uplifting them, holding them up. That's what they need. That's why she's here. You know, because I'm sure Buki has been thinking about it. Okay, can you imagine saying, should I cancel it? Should I go and get a lawyer? Should I do this? Should I do that? But she's here because she wants to be heard. The need to be heard is very, very powerful. She wants to be heard, and we've heard her. Now, what do we do to support her? Okay? My sister, Han, you are next. Now, what do we do to support her?
Hi, Miss B. How are you? Sorry, I'm trying to pause. Hallelujah, my darling sister. How are you doing?
I'm good,
Good
sis.
evening.
You're welcome.
Welcome, my darling sister. Sister Buki, Ekale, good evening. Lovely to really hear your story. I was so touched. When Miss B asked you, why did you call in and what do you want to gain from this? And my heart just bled. I was one of the people that were commenting because I was hearing your story and I was like, this is a Japa wedding. I couldn't hear the love. So I was making love comments, and I think Oma Yes Corner actually said something about, okay, and this is another angle because I just couldn't hear the love. And I think that this was a well-planned affair.
Mm-hmm.
You just happen to be the end result. This could have been anybody. Yeah. So it happened to be you as the wife at the end.
Mm-hmm.
That provided this paper. This is my total honest believe.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been me. This gentleman planned it. He needed to leave. For whatever reason, he's done
Mm-hmm.
it. Now, Sister Buki, let's forget about him. Wasted an hour and a half talking about this man. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about your son. That
Hmm.
lovely boy. Do you know when you broke down, my heart broke down. I bled in my heart. And do you know what? 1,000 people on that platform were all crying. I'm going to hold myself because this is not about me. This is about you. I am following onto the people that says, you know what? Just leave it. Vengeance belongs to God. You cannot fight your battle. Who are you? What battle do you want to fight? This is the person that you brought from the Obodo, Nigeria.
From
This
Ikorodu?
is the,
No,
I'm
no,
telling you,
Sister
Nigeria.
Han.
Ah,
There's Lagos and there's
there's
Ikorodu.
Ikorodu. You brought his 2 daughters. This is you. And you did all this. This is you that you saw with your 2 eyes, that 2 children, how dare they stand under some tree laughing at you. This is you. This is you, Buki. Sorry if I called you your name, that saw everything, but something blocked your eye. This is you. This is you that you saw these children behaving in such a manner in your home. And again, you were hiding in a room with your son with a little TV. This is you. These are the people that you want to fight. Even the Bible says that, oh, we fight with we don't even know. My darling, you need to heal and you will heal. And you
Amen.
can only heal by just letting go. Koko jọ̀wọ́ ẹ̀ fún Ọlọ́run.
Mm-hmm.
Because you need to now focus on yourself. You
Mm-hmm.
describe yourself to Sister B. You said, if you see me, come and see me. I can
Mm-hmm.
just imagine how beautiful,
How
how
cute.
gorgeous, who
Cute.
you are. You know, can you just see the energy you want to waste and how that would just drain that
what,
beauty?
what for? Is it
The
necessary?
beauty that has been given to you is not necessary, it's not worth it. That little boy cried. He cried on your shoulder. That little boy hurt. Darling, if you start to want to fight somebody because of paper, my
Hmm.
darling, do you know what? Shall I just say this? If you were not the one that gave him the paper, somebody else will give him the paper.
Oh
So
yeah.
forget about this paper. This paper has happened. Yeah? And he's gotten it. Jẹ́ kó wá fẹ́ fi ṣe nǹkan tó ń wá fẹ́ fi ṣe. Káwá máa
Abby.
wo nǹkan tọ́lọ́run fẹ́ ṣe.
Exactly.
You need to stand
Any
up,
paper.
hold yourself. Like
Mm-hmm.
that gentleman that said, like Sister Uzo that said, go on that lovely, beautiful knees that you've been given and use your beautiful heart and soul to pray to God Almighty to help you to heal so that you can forge ahead. And for your son to see my mommy that is strong, my mommy that is forging ahead, that is pouring out love. I said a prayer to you. I said, I pray that your lovely son will forget about that gentleman.
Oh yeah. Oh,
That, that,
children.
that, yes,
Sis, you know how
ev-
children forget. In
yes,
another 3 months, it's
yes,
forgotten.
yes,
Children, they
yes,
are blessed with this, with the gift of
absolutely.
forgetting. They
Yes,
forget.
yes. And it's what you bring that will help him to heal. So that your son will forget and you both can move on. I know that there's a lot of people. You know what? In the beginning, I was one of the ones that was going to say, I'm going to find for you. We have to collect this. Okay, I said collect.
Yeah,
You
what?
know,
What?
but I
But
think collect.
sometimes the ways of God are mysterious. I'm not saying that
Absolutely.
God orchestrated it,
Yes.
but you know
Yes.
what? Sometimes God sits back and allows
Yes.
us to make our mistakes for
You
a
know,
reason.
I was going to say, you said something, Sister B, and I'm going to kind of like buttress. You said something about the Bible. You know what, Sister Buki? You've just probably written another chapter in the Bible without you knowing. Because a lot of people have now learned from you. Our God is a miraculous God. He's very mysterious in the way he does his own thing. He will sit there and let us go through certain things because he needs some lessons to be learned.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And we now need to open our ears, our spiritual eyes, and know that, okay, lesson has been learned. You might think that you've wasted 4 years. Darling, you don't even know that 4 years, what you could have been doing in that 4 years. This
Hmm.
might have been a palm for you to just be looking at something simple to be dealing with. Maybe if you are not dealing with Mr. Jackpot that wants to marry an Americana or a Londoner, you would
Hmm.
have been dealing with something else.
Worse. Something
So that
worse.
4 years or five
Hmm.
years, you've just used it to deal with something small, small, small. Kilo jabo, paper. My darling,
Yeah.
let's go back to,
Hmm.
shall I divorce or shall I not divorce? Sweetheart, I beg divorce. Okay, tó bá gbé sister àdúgbò wa ńkọ́, what is that to you? You need to move on. so that you can forge ahead and build a beautiful life for yourself and your son. I pray for you. I pray that God Almighty will hold your hand. I pray
Amen.
that your heart will be healed. I pray that your mind will be settled. I pray
Amen.
that you will not experience any anxiety, depression,
Amen.
anything that will make you the less of a woman that you have to be the mother to your son. I pray that all that will be removed. I pray
Amen.
for renewal,
Amen.
refreshment in you. I pray that
Amen.
as you step out from now on, all you will just see is the glory of God.
Amen.
I pray that you'll be enlightened and God will be with you.
Amen.
I've learned from you, and I just want to bless you, and I hope that you forge ahead and all will be well. Sister B,
Thank you.
báwo la ṣe
Thank
fẹ́
you,
kí
sis.
yín? Ẹ ṣé, thank you so much. A
Kò tọ́pẹ́ mà.
wonderful platform that we are
Kò
all
tọ́pẹ́.
learning from
A dúpẹ́
on a
lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run.
daily basis,
We
daily,
thank
daily,
God.
daily,
We
daily
thank
basis.
God.
I pray for renewal, replenishment for you. And it's on, you will never lack, you will
Àmì
never
Jésù.
finish. More
Àmì.
knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. More than
Amen.
Solomon to you, darling.
Amen.
May your
Thank you,
platform
sis.
grow. Everybody that we are listening today, as we are learning, may we grow.
Amen.
Bless you, my
Thank you.
darling.
Thank you,
Bless you.
sis.
Bless
God
you.
bless you. Ẹ ṣé gan.
God
Ẹ
bless
dẹ̀
you. Bye bye.
kú ìmúra ìkórè ọmọdé.
Darling, yes, so
Sunday ní
yes,
Adé bá wa
so
láyọ̀ lágbára
I
Ọlọ́run.
God's grace.
Ẹ ṣé
Amen.
mà.
Sister
Thank you,
Buki,
sis.
blessings to you.
Bye.
Bye
Bye,
bye. Bye
sis.
bye.
Love you.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye. Okay. I think we are getting there. And so far, everybody that has called, all the people that are so angry, I say, take him to court, collect the paper. You didn't call, though. None of you have called. Thank you so much, Sister Anne. That was powerful. Thank you for encouraging and uplifting our sister. Bouquet. She will be all right. She'll be all right. I mean, if you look at the number of people that were deleted in the past 2 years because of COVID, then the issue of paper, even as painful as it is that somebody used you and dumped you, you will just look at it and you will just say, God, I thank you for life. Anyway, we've got Bio. Bio say he has another angle. Brother Bio, welcome.
Auntie, Auntie B, I greet you specially. Well
I
done.
greet you. You don't change your profile picture. See, as you look like a presidential aspirant. Now you say
Yes, so
you be
yes,
allergic
so
Bio.
yes, so Nigeria president in the
Nigerian
embryo.
president in 2023.
No, 23 too near in the embryo. You go reach
Okay.
70 something or so before they give you.
All right. Welcome.
Yes. So Auntie B, first of all, my greetings to our sister who don't come express it herself, because basically I believe, just like she said, sometimes when you let things out of the mouth, speak about it, talk about it, it's kind of relieve you.
Oh,
So
yes.
I want to thank her for coming up to share her story.
Mm-hmm.
So to be very honest, I joined while I was at work. When I round up something, so I didn't start from the beginning. But here is what I want to say. Um, the green card thing, I understand your point, which is definitely we believe that is a battle. If the person lie, let the conscience judge the person, this and that, and also for our own well-being, just let the matter go rather than stressing it. But however, I'm on a different school of thought. With what what I've learned in life today, I believe that sometimes the battles that is of God too, we have the right way to follow procedure on dealing with them. And that will not set as an example for someone else, because there are
Okay.
many out. Huh?
So you're of the opinion that she shouldn't just leave it.
No, I'm coming now. So yeah, let me land. I'm putting a second statement along with that.
Okay.
So I believe that that is why the laws are there. Okay. So in the United States, I'm aware that they have a provision for that. If you feel that you've been defrauded, you have the ability to prove your case, and it doesn't mean it's a guarantee. The onus is on you to prove your case. So having said that, I personally, as a person, if it is obvious to me, I am convinced, I have a conviction in my heart, not guessing, I know that you came into my life to use me to get something, not because that thing is a big deal to me.
Mm, mm,
If I only she can answer that question, no one else can answer it for her.
mhm,
Between her and God and that person in question.
mhm.
So apart from what she has said here today, if she can look herself in the mirror and know that yes, not because I know green card is part of it, but maybe if there are no other issues, but it's obvious that someone look at you, came into your life, decided to use you. I'm not paying back. I'm going to follow the law to it later. I'm serious about this. I'm going to follow the law by contesting that green card. There is a provision to contest a green card.
Okay.
Yes. If you feel you cannot contest the green card because you don't have the sufficient evidence after doing a 1 hour consultation with a legal practitioner on this issue,
Mhm.
then you can leave it because you cannot prove your case. Okay? If you know you can prove your case, I will not leave that person to his or her conscience. That is me. The
Okay.
reason is because, see, you cannot look into my eyes and point your fingers into my eyes openly, not by mistake, not by anything, and just
Mhm.
expect me to leave the battle for God.
Okay.
That
Mhm.
is me. Do you understand? So, what am I trying to say here? My own comment is not going to change anything, but I'm just saying it so that anybody that is listening from any part of the world to
Mm.
understand that there is a procedure here in the United States
Yeah. So
that
you can contest a green card that was gotten
yes,
under fraudulent means.
yes, you can contest the green cards. And
Okay.
if you outline those points, like for instance,
But will she not need evidence? The man
that's
has more evidence than her. Remember how she was saying that the man was taking pictures during birthday party and all that.
forget about that one. The
But we
evidence
don't live
of this
together
one,
under the same roof for 2 years.
yeah, that's what I'm
But
experiencing.
your
Let me tell
tenancy
you.
is in the other. Your name is in the list of the house where he lives. How do
But
you
I
prove that you're not
wasn't the
living
one. They
together?
can ask for certificates of
Let me
signature.
tell you how you can do that. Okay. Number one, for instance, like I said, I didn't listen from this beginning. If, for instance, you know that this person had a relationship, he was nursing somewhere in order to get the green card, bring the family here, and then go back and marry so person. Do you understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You
Yeah.
know, if you put a trend on that and the facts are there, they are not going to revoke it immediately. They're going to wait for him, just as you are talking to me now. And if those things end up happening, he will be getting denied. When it's time for him to apply for his citizenship, he will not be given citizenship. When it's time for him to renew the 10 years green card, he will be invited to come. Do you understand what I mean? You know? So I'm not saying that that is what you should do, but I'm telling you personally that for me, because as Africans, let us be open about this thing. I'm not saying that is the situation here. I'm not a judge. I'm not judging him. I'm not in your relationship. I know very well. For emphasis, let me also say it because we have also been in that shoe. I know that for real, even though we disagree with the comment somebody was putting in there, that most times there are cases where people just go into a relationship maybe with good intent, and in the end the relationship did not work, and they maybe want to wait till they get something and just pull out. So this is an intent you have to prove. It's not documentation. If you like, have joint property, have joint this, but intent is a very difficult thing to prove. So I
Mm-hmm.
want to assure you that it is not as easy as I'm even saying it right now. It is
Mm-hmm.
one out of every 100 case that you can be able, because to
Mm-hmm.
actually prove a case of fraud is you would need to prove. And how do you prove someone's intent? Like what was in the person's mind
Mind.
when
Yes.
they came to you? Do you
Yeah.
understand? So
Mm-hmm.
there are two things. Even as you are saying it today, that his intent was to come and have the green card. I'm not saying you are wrong, you're 100% correct, but I want to also assure you that that person will also want to defend himself, that that was not really intent. but during the course of the marriage, some other things happened
Yeah.
that made him to say, okay,
And he
since
has his children there. He has his children there that will defend it and give evidence of how Buki didn't love them and how she contributed to
yeah,
the marriage breakdown.
yeah. So it's a very difficult one.
Hmm.
So honestly, it's a very difficult one. Again, like we said, it's a very difficult one. But I just want us to channel this to say, well, next time, part of the lessons for others to learn here is that always try and document things. Always try and be more, because you have the time. You see, when they gave a conditional green card in this country, the US is a country of law. So what they did is this: if your marriage is less than 2 years at the time your first green card was approved, then they will give your spouse a conditional green card, which they believe will allow you another 2 years to look into that relationship closely and
Hmm.
determine if you wish to file to remove the condition on that green card jointly. So if that 2 years also go through and you were still not able to identify that this your so-called partner came into this relationship with a bad intent, and you went ahead to sign jointly to remove a condition, and at the point of removing condition, we all know in the United States that that marriage should be going roughly 3 to 4 years. That's the truth, you know, because by the time you marry, before you get the first green card, 1 year is gone. Before you complete the 2 years conditional, 3 years going to 4 years. Before they approve or remove the condition, 4 years is
It
completed,
sounds like a whole
you
lot of
know.
stress to go
So it's
through.
very difficult
Does she
for
really need
you.
this stress?
Yeah, so you don't need that stress. So it stands very difficult for you to prove before an immigration officer that it took you 4 years or more to realize that you've been defrauded. Not like it's not possible, but just to let you understand
The same
how
time she should be
difficult.
using.
Yes,
The
how
same time she
difficult.
will be using to heal and move on. She'll be
No,
using it
but
to
Auntie
fight.
B, honestly, if you have the proof, I'm telling you the truth. For me personally, if you have, which I don't believe in this case, you do. But
I
if
don't think
you,
she does.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we're
He
just
probably
saying
has
that.
more proof. Remember, okay. You didn't start the story with us.
Yeah, yeah.
This guy had a plan and he stuck with it. Let me tell you something, Bio.
Mm-hmm,
He came to America. The minute he got to America, he opened a file and started documenting things.
mm-hmm,
Does Cookie have that kind of file of
mm-hmm,
documents?
mm-hmm.
Everything was
I have it.
calculated.
I have it.
You have it.
Yes, I
You have
went to his house.
evidence.
I went to his house and the children were there. I went to his room. They couldn't
Mm.
stop me. And I was like, because I wanted to know if they had gotten their permanent green card because he was not talking. So I was searching his room and I saw that file. I was looking for different things. I saw a
No,
file.
it's not the file. It's not his file I'm talking about. Do you have your own file on him? Because his file on you will be about the things he needs to defend himself if you need to go to court.
Okay,
But do
okay.
you also have a file on him?
This
That's what I
man
was
was
asking.
supposed to be a husband. I never had any double mind towards them.
I know, I know. We are
Well,
not
it's not.
doubting that.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I agree with you, Auntie V. I understand your points. We are not stressing it. I'm not
I'm just
stressing it.
saying how
y-
calculative it
you
was.
know.
You
Mm.
know.
Yeah, I'm not
Mm.
stretching it, but what I'm just saying is so that anyone out there that has that intention, you understand what I mean? So
Mm.
we know for sure that whether green card, whether you fight for somebody, is not a guarantee marriage will be for forever. You know what I mean? Green
Mhm.
card or no green card, two persons with green card can marry and divorce tomorrow,
People
right?
with American passport can
Yes,
marry and
even
they'll be
with
married
American
with
passport and divorce
kaput.
tomorrow. So
Mm.
we understand that, but please, just for the audience, my sister, uh, we appreciate you coming out to share this. But again, like I said, if you know your case, you have a case that's between you. But if you want to go through to the advice everybody's giving you here, you can just let it be. But I personally, if someone come to me, I'm convinced. When I mean convinced, I'm not saying I'm contemplating. I'm convinced 100% that you walk to me to shook hands in my eyes. Trust me, I'm not the kind of guy that would say I'm
You
not.
won't
I'm
let
not
go.
joking. You
You
know,
would let
even
go
if the marriage break up normally, no problem. But if I have a conviction,
that you were
like
used.
you have somebody somewhere, you now came, you get the Greek and one wrong go there. You know what I mean? The intent. So I will prove that intent, but however, there's karma. So let's do
Thank
that.
you.
On this show, we don't promote anything bad. Thank you, Auntie B, for all you do. We understand that Auntie B have said, leave it to come another, but
This is
take
just my
note.
personal. That's my
Yeah,
personal. That's
yeah,
my
yeah,
personal view about it.
yeah, yeah.
I don't like revenge. There's no need
No,
for
Auntie
it.
B is not revenge anyway. This is not
Mhm.
revenge.
I
Yeah,
don't like
it's not
revenge. There's
revenge.
no need.
You give the coin back to as
When you
was given.
no, when you seek revenge, you are trying to fight for yourself, and you have the power to fight for yourself.
Okay,
Do
Auntie
you?
B, can I ask you just one little question, please?
Go
Now,
ahead.
on this show, for instance, a woman
Mhm,
comes in and maybe bring a case of something, and it's obvious that
mhm,
during the marriage or whatever, this man tries to use this woman, take her money
mhm,
and do all that, and
mhm.
the woman have the ability to go to court and fight for what she have worked for, or just let the man go. Are we going to say we should just let the man go?
What do you mean? In fight for what?
Let's say this is not a green card case. This is like
Yeah,
a normal marriage case, which you deal on mostly on this show, for instance.
yeah.
And at the end of the day, the woman's case is clear that the property or whatever the woman supposed to have,
Mm,
the man
mm,
try to swingle the woman.
yeah.
And we know that this woman can go to court to fight for her
Bio, I beg,
rights.
I don't tire.
No, I just
I don't
are we
feel
going
that.
to?
Somebody,
Okay.
Tasteful said, I love
Okay.
revenge. Obodo farm, una too dey vex. Una too
Anyway,
dey vex.
Auntie
Let me
B.
tell you something. Bio, that
Yeah.
question what you asked me is
Mm.
case, is issue specific.
Okay.
Okay? It
Yes.
depends on the dynamics of the relationship and how they
Right.
broke up. All right?
Right.
I
Right.
can't give a blanket answer because people, their circumstances different.
Yes.
I don't feel
It's
advise
case by
Bookie to
case
go.
basis.
Yes,
Okay,
depending on
that's
the
fine. Let's leave it
circumstances.
at that. I agree with you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you
Thank you
very
very
much.
much.
Thank you for all you do. I'll just be watching. Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Bill.
Yeah.
You know the reason, thank you, brother Bill. You know, you always bring it. Jane, please come. You say you have a similar experience. There are so many women that have this experience. There are so many brothers who also have the experience. Unfortunately, abroad marriage, wahala lobade most of the time. Right. You know the reason why I say it's issue specific. That is the language we use in my profession. Because people's circumstances are different. If Bookie start fighting, I cannot, in good conscience, I cannot advise Bookie to go and start fighting to cancel a green card because I know what is involved. This man has demonstrated that, his family can be diabolical if there's the need be. The American so-called pastors that he got himself entangled with will go to any extent to defend him. So he has a file, he has evidence he will take with him to court. He has people that will vouch for him. He has his two teenage daughters that will go to court and swear that Buki is the evil stepmother who never loved them, who never supported them. Why? 4 years you are in court dragging to cancel green card. For what? When in that period you could have healed, you could have moved on. So I'm just weighing them. So this is my own personal stand on it. But other people are saying that they love revenge. This who said, I love revenge. So, obviously I can't tell her what to do. She's asking for advice, and that is everybody sharing their own. But BO, I take on board what you said. I know it is very painful to be used and dumped. I know exactly how Book is feeling. No, maybe not exactly because I've never been dumped or used like that, but it hurts when you love someone and they put that they just carry that apple for your back. It's very painful. Flaky, you are next. Oh my god, we still have a studio full. And we've done 2 hours. Oh yeah, back.
Good evening,
Jalo.
Auntie. Good evening, Auntie B.
Good evening, darling. You're welcome.
Thank you. So, I really, this story made me very angry.
Mhm.
It's really annoying. But I understand that my normal self, I'm always on the violence side. But today,
You're one of the you are one of them.
I'm one of them. But
You
today,
are one of the violence people. Okay.
The man has more people on his side, even
Mm-hmm.
though they are they're on the wrong side. Let me say they're on the wrong side, but he has more people. The church is there, his kids are there. There are people that he can actually use to make claims and say it was never a fraudulent relationship. So I think you should just let it go. I was reading this morning. I was reading Exodus. I understand that we all have issues in our life, and sometimes just let some things go for your own peace, for your own long life. You need long life, you need peace. Just let it go. Assume that, just agree that you have helped his destiny, you have helped his generation. They should take their green card and do whatever it is they want to do with it. So I was talking about Exodus. Exodus 14 verse 14 says that the Lord shall fight for you and you shall hold your peace. Please hold your peace. Let God do the job, the work for you. Nothing that you do in this life that you will not reap the consequence. Let him take the green card. Let the kids go ahead. They are girls, like like they used to say in our Yoruba land. And when I lole oko, they will
Abi?
they will go. They will see what it feels like to be treated in that
And let me
manner.
just tell you something. Those girls will come back and beg you.
That is just it.
They will
Really.
come back and kneel down and say, "We are sorry." They will even call you mommy and say, "We never knew you prepare us for the future. We are sorry. Don't worry. Ma
That is
worry.
it.
Fọkàn balẹ̀. Sit down and look na dog name. Oh,
So just let them. The good thing is, like big, I had to go and pick my kids in school. I didn't really follow the story, but I'm very sure that you didn't have any child in this relationship.
no, no child, no
So
child.
sincerely, that one is enough to even say hallelujah and praise God for, because
Abi,
it would have been a
imagine if there's
completely
a child now.
different ball game entirely.
Mm-hmm.
Let him carry his wahala and go. God will comfort you. He will give you peace. He will pay you back in 101,000 folds. By next year, when you remember the day you're sharing today, that you're sharing this story, you will have you'll be in a better place. He will have given you all that you need, everything that will give you, that will give your life peace and give you comfort. God will help you with your son. Please just let them carry their stress. Anybody that is involved with you or the man that you know together in your group or whatever, let them cut them off. Move on with your life. You don't want
Okay,
to
thank
spend,
you.
economy is too bad. Don't spend your resources on, I
Chasing
don't know much
shadows, chasing
on.
a man that will never come back.
That is it. He knows what he's doing. He's just a regular Yoruba. I don't know, maybe a Yoruba demon.
Yoruba
So
demon, Yoruba demon, pastor demon.
like just let him go. God will sort him. God will sort you and fight your battle for him. One day we remember, and I hope that it will not be too late for him to
Thank you.
ask God for forgiveness. So that's my own. Thank you,
Thank
Auntie
you.
V.
Thank you, Flaky. I appreciate your call. So somebody is saying, Ima is saying that somebody was saying something about how Nigerian pastors and Nigerian politicians, karma is not catching them. And a lot of people, I mean, more people are saying that Bukis should seek revenge. Ima, I'm just going to address you very quickly. Please calm down. A lot of people are internalizing this and making this personal. Okay? You don't need to take it personal. This is not about you, right? You can disagree with a caller. You disagree with Flaky. That's okay. That's her opinion. Your opinion is that she should pursue it and cancel the green card. That's her opinion. It's valid. Okay? Everybody's opinion regarding this matter, because it's between A and B now. Leave it or seek revenge. Whatever. It's not revenge. It's accountability. Omoye is saying it's not revenge. Oh, it's accountability. It's still revenge. You cannot just say it's accountability, it's revenge. You hurt me, I hurt you back. That's revenge. Okay? But what I'm saying is that let's not try to internalize this and make it personal. Okay? Temi ye me. Temi ye me. It is well. Let's move on. Cassandra, you are next. 3 minutes, please. Unmute yourself.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, where are you joining us from?
From the states, Texas.
Okay, what do you have to say to Buki?
Okay, hi everybody. Hi Auntie B. I'm just gonna be fast. I can't hear clearly. I don't know.
I'm hearing you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm just gonna be fast. I just want to re-echo what I've been typing on the comment
The
section.
chat. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to advise Buki not to divorce the guy. Let him be the one to divorce. And if he doesn't divorce, he's going to buy a house. I hope you're in a state that um if he buys a house, he cannot, as in, he has to involve the wife. And if he wants to sell the house, he can't sell it without the wife. At the end of the day, it's going to be to your advantage. So our advice: you don't divorce him. If he wants to divorce, let him do the divorce. Don't use your money for nothing. And listen to the other advice. Don't do it. Leave him alone. Free him. Like Annie said that you should revoke his green card spiritually. So
Annie, do you know Annie on this platform? Annie is one of the most radical member of this platform.
I
She
know.
dey vex 247. Annie dey vex.
I know. So just revoke it spiritually.
I've been seeing her comments. I've been seeing her comment in the comment section. I love her. She's sweet, but she know they
Yeah.
kuba.
Yeah,
Annie know
because
they take nonsense.
because if you start doing the process, it's really stressful. It's draining. No, you need to heal on your own, so just use that time to try and go for therapy, go out, go for vacation, take your son, love your child, focus on your work, and leave him. If he wants to divorce, let him divorce. God will help you. God will lift you up. That's what I want to just say.
Thank you,
All right.
Cassandra, calling from Texas. I love your comments and you stuck to time. Thank you very much. I like people that are straight in, straight out. Thank you, Cassandra, for your input. Cassandra is of the opinion that, Bookie shouldn't file for divorce. If he wants to divorce you, let him use his own resources to do it, right? I wanted to read this. DI said, if eventually you got their green cards revoked, the battle line at that point is drawn. When I said Temi Yemi, mo mọ nǹkan tí mò ń sọ. Some of you are too young. You are too hot-headed. You will not understand. This life, it's okay. Oh, I know. Sometimes when you are angry and you feel like you've been abused, you've been used, you've been dumped, you want to, like Omoye said, it's not revenge, it's accountability. You want them to be held accountable. Yeah, it's okay. I get you. I understand. Honestly, I do. I don't want to make it sound as if I don't understand. I do. But at what cost? And you know what? Accountability or revenge, whatever you put it, does not bring you peace. It doesn't. It doesn't bring you peace. Even if they revoke them, because of the love that Buki has for this man, she's not going to feel better about it. If they deport him to Nigeria, she will not. She thinks she will now, but I'm telling you that she will not. Ask people where they don't look for where they don't do that kind of thing before, then they will tell you. It will see they pain you. Love is very strong. Oh, just leave them. If you want let. That's my own. No, please, Emma Binu. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people don't agree with me tonight about the farm, and I appreciate your sentiment. And I'm not discrediting it. It's valid. Please don't be offended. Don't be angry. So many people are angry tonight. Emma, now you verse past everybody tonight. Kilode, I'm not angry at all. Not at all. I want that pastor to be flung out of the country with his darling daughter. And you are not angry. Oh, girl. Emma, take it easy. It is well. Well, they say in Yoruba language, they say, "Kò sí kan tó ń bọ̀ lókè tilẹ̀ ò gbà." There's nothing that will happen that has not happened before. You see that brother that me and him were having, I was having a go at him a minute ago because he took it and made it all about himself. The story that is a Bookie story. He was not talking about his own Babatunde Oluwasegun. He was cussing me out in the private chat. I just told him, you know what? My batty hello. Beru Ekomalo. Because he has a sense of a woman that he brought who did the same thing to him. So what I'm saying is that it's happened before, and unfortunately it will continue to happen. Okay. And I see where a lot of Obodo farmers saying this is where accountability needs to come in, because if you don't do it, people will continue to do this to people. It is well. Bumi, my darling, you're welcome. Your time starts now. Unmute yourself. 3 minutes. Mummy, I can't hear you. You are muted.
Auntie B saying my time starts now. You know the best for me.
No, I know
I'll do
verse.
2 times.
Your time size now 3 minutes. I dey give
I
everybody because of time.
I Obodo Fam, I Auntie Boki. I just wanted to share love and light, as they say on the internet, love and light. I will not lie and say that I know how she feels. I can hear it in her voice. And like you said, Auntie B, if it's me, it's not even too far ago. Before I born, I foresee make we go fight for that paper. But as I said, childbirth has changed me. You see that pain? That pain is one of the worst pain. So I
Omo
can
yeah.
imagine.
Omo yeah say I love you since B, but this matter e different. I hear you, Omo yeah. I go
Yeah,
add you. Don't worry. I feel you. It's okay.
yeah, yeah.
Ma
No,
binu, ma
I get
binu,
the
aburo mi
passion.
dada. It's okay. We agree to disagree. It's all
Right.
love.
I get the passion everybody's feeling. I get the passion. And like you said, that man was just looking for someone. It could have been anybody else. Unfortunately, she was the one, and she was actually in love. She looked at the man's potential, her husband, and she wanted to, she was working with him even before she met him. She has planned everything, she has done everything about. Like you said, it's two to tango. It takes two to tango. If you are planning left and the other person is planning right, it's not going to work. So, Sister Buki, please, especially with your darling son, please, I just want you to take time, step away. Anything you want to do, at the end of the day, you will do. And I see that you're leaning towards revoking his status, but it looks like it's going to be too much effort. Aside from the effort, it might also cost you money. And then it will just keep you in that. It's like a rabbit hole. You keep going, you keep going. Because it might take time too. The courts and all. I don't know. But it's sounding like the long process. And I know people have to pay for what they do, but it's this case now we are going to call Jehovah Jireh. We have to call God. And I know that everybody has been saying let's, but it's the truth. God will fight our battles. We just have to go invite the Holy Ghost to take the wheel. The Holy Spirit will take control. Because see, the problem is that this man has already planned it from the beginning. You were oblivious. You were not in the
Mm-hmm.
know. You were still
Mm-hmm.
trying to. You were still trying to. And when you caught on to it, it was unfortunately it was late. So you will have a lot of catching up to still be doing if you want to continue to pursue it. And it's taking time. It's taking from your lovely child. So please, I just want to spread love to you. Anything you want to do, at the end of the day, I would say you should do. But please, just weigh the cons and the pros and see which one benefits you and especially your beautiful son. That's what I want to say. Atibi,
Thank you.
I could share
Shay, my
man.
dear. Thank you very much, Bumi. Love
Bye
you.
I
Bye,
love
my
you.
darling. Bye. Okay, I've got Jane here. Jane has been waiting and she says she has a similar experience. She's been messaging me on the private chat saying, I have a similar experience. So let's hear Jane. Hello, Jane.
Auntie B, good afternoon, ma.
Good
Thank you for
afternoon, my
asking.
darling. Where
Thank you
are
for having
you
me.
joining us from?
I'm joining you from Canada, and
You're welcome.
thank
Hmm.
you. Thank you so much for all you have done for us, especially with the young ones. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Um, I'm not going to really dive into my personal experience because it will take a lot of time, but I would like to tell the the
Bookie.
lady, Auntie
Hmm.
Vicky,
Hmm.
please, if I'm the one, I will lean on the side of revenge. But my experience now is teaching me to be patient and to pray more. Because most things that people do now are more of the spiritual than the physical.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, I'm learning from a very bad side, and that is what I'm learning. Please pray more. Though if you fight it will attract more spiritual battle. And that is if it's me normally, I would say revoke it, fight it. But when you start fighting, they might start attacking your own child. Because they will say that you are attacking their own child from getting PR, from getting, because we call it PR, they call it in the state, I think they
Green
call it
card.
green card.
Green card. Hmm.
Please pray, start praying, at least pray for your own child, because that's the next target they might just start attacking. Because the man is not even only looking for green card for himself, he's looking for his own daughter. He's old, so he's looking at it like he's paving way for his own child.
So what happened in your own? You said you had a similar experience. Did
Well,
you somebody used you too for green
mm,
for PR?
Auntie B, I thought I was in love, but I discovered that it was all set up. Fortunately for me, the person is not yet here and he's not coming.
Oh, he's back home in Naija.
He's still back home in Nigeria. Very fortunate for me, he's not coming. And
I like the way you say with all finality that it's not
and
coming. It's not coming.
yeah, and the thing is like is really deep in like both everybody is now telling me to bring him, knowing fully well that I can't bring him because the marriage was built on fraud from the beginning, Auntie B.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy that I discovered early.
Mm-hmm.
So personally, I'm happy I discovered early, and I have I've started the process, but is I started and I've not received anything from the immigration body, but I can actually stop the process,
Yeah.
which is
We have
better for
somebody
me.
on the platform who also, I don't know how many of you can remember, is Canada as well. She stopped the process from her abuser who was in Nigeria and wanted to come to Canada. She cancelled it. It was on the last stage, but she cancelled it.
Auntie B, the thing is that remember the genotype thing you did the last.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Auntie B, the guy's genotype does not match with my own. Before the marriage, they gave me a fake genotype test,
No baton.
and I had to ask again. Out of love, they told me a night after the wedding. Wedding has been concluded. And to me, I spent a lot. But I kept quiet. I said I pursued it. And this last 2 months was the last straw. They said something that if I temper his PRO, that they would do something. And I had some dreams and I followed up my dream. And that was what helped me.
So your
So,
genotype is not compatible in that you are both AS and AS or SS
yes.
and AS.
And he told me it was AA.
He lied.
He lied with
Did I
evidence.
say that day of the genotype that people lie about their genotype just to marry?
And to be, I have. So what I'm trying to say is that normally, normally I would have been shouting and yelling, but since this incident, I've been calm
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know what to do. But I've been praying and I've cancelled my own
Are
savings.
you married yet? Did you marry him
I married him
in Nigeria?
in Nigeria.
Okay. Do you have kids yet, or do any of you have
No,
kids?
and that was another good thing about it. He was pressurizing me to get pregnant when I got to Nigeria. And I was not I was not ready for kids because I had things to do back in Canada. So I was like, okay, when you join me, we can start having children.
Mm-hmm.
But anytime I bring up the genotype issue, he will flog it. He will not say anything about it. And I was like, okay, so what are we going to do? They said, you are talking too much about the genotype issue. Bring your husband here first. And I'm like, okay. And later I started praying about it. So the strange dream I started having, I had to look deep. And I was like, no, this is all about love. It seems I'm not the only one in love. He is not in love. Himself, his father, his mother. And to me, is a long story.
Let me just tell you guys, if you live in a diaspora, you are a very, very attractive prospect, whether you are male or female, and you are dating somebody in Nigeria or Africa, especially Naija. The rate at which people want to jackpot, you don't know.
And to be anyway,
It
for
is
this
well with
reason,
you.
please
You know
pray.
what you did for yourself, Jane? You just managed to cancel everlasting sorrow that is waiting for you in the future.
And to be, I've lost more than 4 of my friends for that are SS.
Mm-hmm. So you
So
know.
I know what this.
Mm.
I'm not talking about friends that I know from afar, friends that we eat
Close
from the
ones.
same table.
Yeah. So I say congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Yeah, congratulations. What you should do now is to be thanking God for delivering you from a potential very, very unhappy future. Okay? Because you've done the marriage, you are happy, you are married and all that. God forbid that you get pregnant and the first baby is SS or the second one is SS.
They said I should have faith. Everybody.
You
They
should
said
have faith.
Auntie B, they said I'm talking about people that are educated. I'm not talking about people that are not educated. They said I should have faith.
He
I
wants to
should be
come to Canada.
I should be
Mm.
submissive to my husband and listen to my husband. That if I get pregnant and it's SS, I should remove the baby. Auntie B, these are pastors. Auntie B, these are pastors. So right now I'm done with pastors' issues.
Do you want to come and share your story, Jane?
Auntie B, let me finish with them first.
Okay, all right. We're here
I have to
whenever
finish
you are
with them.
ready. Mm.
Auntie B.
Well, it will be a very good one for us to follow up on the issue of genotype to say how you cancelled your marriage because of genotype fraud. This was genotype fraud.
Yes, that was
Okay.
he knew all along. He told me a night after the wedding, everything has been completed. Court, traditional, white. I had
Mm-hmm.
to go to Nigeria. We did everything Auntie B.
Mm-hmm.
So it's if I'm still hot, I'm not going to tell a lie. Up
Bele,
till now, I'm
bele,
still hot. I'm still shocked
bele,
because I know him. He's not somebody I met on the internet. I knew him before coming here.
bele.
So it's still painful to me.
It is well. I know it's painful. You did marriage, you went to Nigeria, you spent a lot of money, time, energy, and you are emotionally invested. You're in love. So I know it will hurt. But you know what? You will heal. Time is a great healer. Okay? Send me a message on WhatsApp, if you want to be connected to Bookie, because sometimes you know what they call supporting one another helps you. Okay, and this is what a
Yes.
lot of women in North America have done. Some women, especially the woman that came and cancelled the paper for the man that was her abuser, that all of us were shouting here. So building support groups is very, very important. If you want to be connected to Bookie, send me a message on WhatsApp. I'll
Okay.
link you up. Okay,
Okay, Auntie B.
it is
Okay.
well with you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
The one that is your own will not miss you. Don't worry.
Auntie B.
It is well
Okay.
with you, my darling Jane. Bele,
Thank you.
thanks for sharing. Okay, so that's another angle to it. That one is genotype fraud. But thankfully for Jane, the brother is not in America yet. So if you are a brother and you feel like some women in Nigeria or some woman in Nigeria has used you, like Babatunde Oluwasegun, that was here talking about how, we are gender, kinikan, kinikan. It doesn't only happen to men, it happens to women too. Okay? It happens to people. People are people, and people who are users. Users doesn't have a gender. Abusers doesn't have a gender. Anybody can be an abuser. So it is well. Okay, we are rounding up. And I have the blooming room. Hello, sis.
Hello, hello, hello. Good evening,
Hi,
house.
hi. How are you?
I'm very well. Sister B, you look a little bit rested, so nice to see you at least
Thank
glowing and singing.
you. Thank you. I've been missing
Um,
in action for some time. Some people are not happy with me.
no, it's needed. It's needed every now and again. I mean, you can't allow
Yeah,
social
I've
media
just been so
to
busy with life.
engulf your life. Yeah,
Yeah,
congratulations on the house. I see the
thank
decor
you.
is looking good.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
I just have a bookie. I'm sending you hugs from here because I totally understand. I can relate to, not because it's happened to me, but because I know someone who was involved in something like this. But in Bookie's situation, the first thing I want to say is, maybe I should say it last. I'll say it last before I end. I like to end with a little bit of drama. So let me start from there.
You are a poet, the blooming room.
Yeah,
You are a poet. The way
I
you
just
talk, I can just imagine the way you write. So you are a poet.
I just want to say that Bio was right in saying that the law does make those provisions because the American system is a little bit drip, 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 drip. They're a little bit stingy with their immigration. So at any state before the 10 years,
Hmm.
they give you two, they give you five, then they give you 10. They just keep giving you bit by bit. For
Right.
the five one, there's something called the law says immigration fraud, which is based on deceit through marriage. Now,
Hmm.
but however, the law says that it's difficult to prove. This is where, you know, the fact that this guy has a file already makes his case a little bit more easy to prove because he was one step ahead every time than
Hmm.
Bookie.
Yeah.
He was one step ahead. You see those pictures he was taking? The reason I know this is because I know someone who kept a file on somebody else.
Yeah.
And every time he'll be, when they go out to functions, he will make sure he takes pictures with
Hmm.
everyone just to prove when he needs it that there was some sort of established relationship. So he was one step ahead of of Bookie. So Bookie got played. You see, all that time she was busy begging, going back and forth, trying to plead with him, trying to get back. That was a time where she could have tried to nip that thing in the bud. But unfortunately, it carried on for a little bit too long in the process. And all of that time, he gave it more time to accumulate information. So now we are where we are in terms of what the situation is. So my question is, I don't know what state she lives in, but she needs to understand the property laws for spouses where she is. If she has carried on for this length of time, I understand there's a property that they were supposed to have been mingled together, and then they said so. At this stage, she needs now to seek counsel from legal minds where she lives. So she needs to know if this push for a divorce, so somebody has called and said, don't divorce him, let him divorce her. What are the implications if any one of them divorces
Divorces
first?
the other. Yeah. Okay.
First,
I agree with that. Yeah.
she needs to find out what it
What
would
does it
cost her.
mean? Yeah.
Exactly. What does it mean in terms of spousal support? What does it
Yeah.
mean in terms of because she's the one who's been longer in the
Yeah.
country? What does it
Yeah.
mean in terms of property, if at all they've had anything of that sort? So
No,
there are
they
a
don't
lot
have
of
any property yet,
any property
thankfully.
together.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. So she needs to now have legal counsel, instead of the whole trying to go through the, because I from what I know, I mean, the likes of BO can correct me. It's not like in America, it's not like you're going to appear in courts. It's just
Okay.
paperwork. It's
Mm-hmm.
just paperwork.
Yeah. Okay.
The immigration will just write the person, we are at
Mm-hmm.
this stage, we need proof something came in, can you provide this evidence? It's just paperwork, you're just filing with your lawyer.
Okay.
There's no
Okay.
going to court.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I know, you can correct me in the chat. So
Yeah.
there's no paperwork. As far as I know, this person was only providing pictures to back up his claim, letters from people who did the
Mm-hmm.
link,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to connect the both of them to say, oh, we are connected. They date back. Yes, so which he didn't come into the back door. He came into the front door. I introduced him and all of that because in this case, this person was trying to use the VAWA system to get something from the lady because
Yeah.
he accused her of domestic violence. So at this stage, she needs legal counsel because she
Yeah.
has
I
been
agree with that. Yeah.
late in the game.
Because there's still a marriage intact that needs to be
Exactly.
discussed. Yeah.
Exactly. So before we
Mm-hmm.
start canceling anything now,
Mm-hmm.
we need to know what are the legal
What are the
implications.
implications? Yeah.
Exactly. What are
Mm-hmm.
the BO, yeah, BO has confirmed, said this is very correct. No court process on the issue, just a petition from a lawyer contestant. That's it. There's no lawyer appearing in court. It's just it's just paperwork, you're just filing. You
Okay.
understand?
Okay.
So finally, what I'm going to say is this: church girls in the house.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of naivety from church girls. Once they hear pastor, once
Mm-hmm.
they hear speaking in tongues, I'm a church girl, so I'm talking to myself now. I'm putting
Yeah.
myself in that boat. We
Yeah.
all get too carried away with
Mm-hmm.
someone who says they are in church, a choir leader, a
Mm-hmm.
deacon, a pastor, or whatever it is. Please, the Bible says, test
All
every
spirits.
spirit.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't say the spirit in the world alone. It says all spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Both the one in the church, the one in the mosque, the one in the bar. Test every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just be carried away. Oh, he was a pastor, and you just do your due diligence.
Mm-hmm.
Do your due diligence because these things are going to cost you in future emotionally, especially
Mm-hmm.
when you have a kid and you're bringing someone in whom your kid will become emotionally attached to, and then this person leaves, you leave your child in an emotional mess. Come on, ladies, come on. We're
Church
not thinking
girls.
so now. There's a child
It's like
involved
us in
now.
Achina. They get the church girls, church women always
What
get
girls are too
they
naive,
get the
too
worst.
naive,
They,
too
you see,
naive.
you see the street girls, the club girls, they are too
That's street
savvy.
smart. Street
Hey,
smart.
they are too
Street
smart.
smart.
They
You know
will
what I mean?
they will fish you out under how many minutes? But
They
you
can
see all this
sneak you.
amen, hallelujah. Bookie, Oh, you didn't hear the story. You need to watch this from the beginning, the blooming room. She was the one that took this man to the pastor and the pastor's wife that eventually contributed to why the thing scatter pata pata in America. Church girls, oh my God.
No, we need to smarten up a little bit. I mean, this you're going to church. There's a wisdom. There's a spirit of wisdom that God has made available. Use that. Don't go because a pastor linked you up. Do your own job, because at the end of the day, you are the one who's going to live with this man in the house. And so don't, the spiritual being spiritual doesn't mean being stupid. They're two different things altogether. So
Thank you.
please, 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 let's smarten up, let's wisen up, and let's learn the art of discernment. Please, it's very important. Bookie, hang in there, whatever, how you want to play this game. Like I said, it doesn't involve court work. If you're up to doing the paperwork, if you feel like you've got something that you can use, but I get the feeling from where I'm sat, from where I'm sitting, doesn't look like you've collected a lot of stuff, because you were so in love, you were just
Yeah.
walking in
He
blindness.
was the one collecting all the information and all the evidence.
He got you played. He got you played. I'm sorry, but so he's been gathering a lot of evidence. You're going to do catch up. So I don't know if you're ready for all that, but it's up to you to decide how you want to
Thank
play.
you.
But that's just what I gotta say. So
Thank you
okay,
so
I'm
much.
gonna Iman, come down. We love you. Eat your grapes and just take it easy. We can see you in
That
the
grape
chat
has
room.
not
All
finished. She's been eating that grape since morning. I'm eating grapes. I'm eating grapes. Enjoy your grapes in peace. Leave us with your grapes. I'm eating grapes. I'm eating grapes. The grapes never still finish. How
All
long?
right.
Thank you, the blooming room, my sister. I appreciate you. Love you. Thank you so much. Okay. So I want you to know this, Bookie, before we end this show, that whatever you decide to do, I support you. Okay? Whatever you decide to do, this is not my life, okay? This is yours. And whatever you decide to do, I know I'm just saying that my personal opinion and my personal stand is that you should let it go. But if you decide to pursue it according to what Bio was saying and some other people in the comment section, Ima is the one that is the strongest, and a whole lot of people, including Omoyesko now, who is coming to talk after Nora. Whatever you decide to do, I support you, okay? I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to think less of you, okay? But I'm just sharing my own personal stand on the matter. Okay, Nora, you are next. 3 minutes. Let's go. Where are you joining us from?
Hi, everyone. Good evening, Bridget. I'm joining you from Ireland,
You're
Dublin,
welcome.
Ireland. Thank
Oh,
you very much.
hi.
Hi. I came, say maybe in the middle of the whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very sad what happened to this woman. She wasn't vigilant enough
Mm-hmm.
to see, like, there were so many red flags, but maybe she was ignoring all those
She's
flags.
a
And that's
church
why
girl. Church girls
she,
just believe that if it's a
I'm
pastor,
a church girl as well. And I
mm-hmm.
got married to a Ghanaian man that almost did the same thing to me here in Ireland. But at the end, I prayed to God and I spoke to him and I told him I was going to leave this man because I have two children of my own. And my children were finding the atmosphere very, you know,
Toxic.
yeah. So my daughter told me, she even tried to speak to both of us to say the atmosphere is very toxic. And she didn't like coming back home from college because she doesn't know she's gonna meet. But like I was even talking to this man to say, don't shout. My children are not used to shouting. They will be surprised. They will be
Did he come
shocked.
from Africa?
He had lived here for 2 years before we met, and
No,
he's a
I
born
see.
again Christian and all
Mm-hmm.
that. He
Mm-hmm.
really is, but he's somebody that wasn't nice. But my eyes are very opened. I've
Mm-hmm.
gotten experiences, and I wouldn't let any man come to treat me any way they want to. But I am saying that this woman, Sister Buki, sorry, you can revoke that paper if it is possible. I stand in that. Because even my pastor was telling me there is no divorce in Christianity. I told him, Pastor, I'm sorry. If you like, you can marry the man. I am finished with him because I am the one living in that situation. It was very abusive, emotionally, mentally, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it
Mm-hmm.
was really, really toxic. And I
Yeah.
didn't want that for my children as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I prayed and I told God, I'm sorry, I'm going to go out of this marriage.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be married, but if the marriage is so toxic, why do I
Mm-hmm.
want to be there?
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So, Sister Buki, if you really, really want to do this, it's up to you. You speak to God. God is the same thing the pastor is saying. He doesn't want to go and divorce you, but he wants you. What does he mean by that?
No, there's an implication for it, and that's why I love what the blooming Rule was saying. If she's the one that instigates the divorce, there's an implication. Okay?
Yeah, so she doesn't want to go, but what according to what she said, that's Buki herself, she said that this man doesn't want to divorce her because he's a pastor. That's stupid.
No, no, it's not
Kind
because
of
he's a
pastor?
pastor. It's because it still boils down to the immigration paper. He's just telling her
It's
that he's it's
all
because he's a
still the
pastor.
same. And she can go to the immigration or write to them and tell them because this man deceitfully got married to her. And in the Christian church, when there is deceit, you can annul the marriage. So she can still do that,
Okay.
you know, and she will have a peace. I told that man to get out of my house, and I have my peace. I had it.
So
I
you
didn't
sacked
even
him.
miss
You
him for
sacked the
1 day.
Ghanaian brother.
Yes, I didn't miss him for 1 day because he wasn't nice. I didn't look
So,
back.
I mean, what I'm getting from your story, Nora Light's channel, is that it's possible for you to be a Christian man or woman, but you are not a nice person.
Yes. It is.
Lesson, massive lesson. Being a Christian doesn't mean that they are nice.
No. It doesn't mean because this man, he will get angry and he's always angry, shaking like, I said, listen, if you touch
Like allow
me,
shaky.
he was shaking like a leaf, like I said, the way you're shaking is like you want to kill somebody. But if you lay your finger on me, I tell you, I will call the guards. You understand? Oh, that's the police. Sorry, Wayne Island. And he's so scared of the police. That's why
because he
never
doesn't want to be deported. People, undocumented people are always very terrified of the police.
So that's it. I support Sister Buki. God will still be with you. Pray to God and tell him, look at what this man has cost me and my son. And God will still definitely fight for you. He will pave way for you to do that thing without even spending a dime. I'm telling you, you need to do that to have your peace of mind and your healing. And I also pray that God will heal me from my past experience, not with this man I was married to, because I have been broken several times.
Charlie was not nice. He was a Christian, but he was not a nice Charlie.
I've gotten experiences. So I want you to pray and ask God for healing. Because the same God who gave me that emotional healing, complete healing, he will do the same for you because you're also his child.
Thank you.
So don't be afraid of anything. There are things, evidence that you can even show to the immigration, how the man chased you out of your home, your own home. You went to rent a different house and you've been living there for how many? Those are evidences.
He didn't chase her, to be fair. She left by herself.
Yes, even if she left by herself, she can say that he asked her to leave.
No, but he didn't ask her to leave. No, I'm not gonna.
But he was doing. But
He
when she
asked
came back
me to
say,
leave. You
said you were leaving. You told him you were leaving.
I was doing shakara.
She was doing shakara.
He doesn't know that you were doing shakara.
But I told him I will not leave. Let's settle it. Let's fight.
He told her to go and stay elsewhere for 6 months. I think I heard that properly. So those are your evidence that you can gather. Sum up all those things. Even if it's showing pictures, are times that you were still begging him to come back and you didn't know because you didn't know he was just gathering stupid evidences to go and
Okay, what was in the file? You said you found the file. Before I bring on Omoya is the next is our next caller.
Okay,
what was in that file? Mm.
In fact, I almost fainted when I opened the file. I
What
saw
was in it?
things, bills, all those birthday cards he gave to me, my wife, all those long, I saw even he took the children to a psychiatric that they have mental problems, that like as if I set them into depression.
The
They,
daughters.
the,
That's the
the
daughters.
daughters, yes,
My dear
he took all
sister,
that.
you just have to go and sit down and rethink and recalculate, and everything about every country immigration and processes these days is online. You just have to go and study and know how to pursue this thing and deal with that stupid man. It's not a pastor.
If
God
you
have
see the
mercy on
psychiatric people, the company, you will know this is Nigerian company, the Amazing Grace, all those nonsense. You will know that this thing has to do from the church. They were the one that led him to all those things.
my sister. I'm with you if you want to revoke it. I am with you. I'm standing with you. Okay? Be strong. You will be fine. Definitely, you will be fine. Put all those rubbish behind you and look forward. Try to bring healing and peace with you and your son. Try doing that,
Thank
and
you.
the only way you can do it is prayer. One thing, you can forgive the man, let him go, but cancel it. Revoke whatever he thinks he has. He's sitting because he got it on deceit.
All right. Thank you, Nora Light.
All right.
Appreciate you,
Thank you.
Island sister. Have a nice day. God bless you. Okay, we are getting to the crux of the matter. Amayaska, now you've been itching. You say, Auntie B, Sister B, I love you, but today I don't agree with you.
I
I
love
don't agree
you.
with you. I
I love you. So may I clear my throat? Because
clear
many
your
things now
throat.
want to talk.
Drink water.
I don't drink. I don't. But I did my side though because this matter. Anyway, before we start, Sister B, congratulations. I see your house. I don't picture. You see that bedroom where you told me you like. Now that one, that
How many
room
times you go
needs
talk this
peace.
house matter? Omo, yeah,
So
thank you. I don't
everything
hear.
well put together, furniture on point, everything. I
Thank
just dey
you.
smile. And then you are looking good every time. Oh. We
What
say
can I
share
do?
the
Now
secret.
tomorrow be 1st of June.
You
My birthday countdown starts from tomorrow. I'm a June
dey
baby. Eh?
oh, you
Eh?
see, I say
Eh?
tell us the secret. You dey bend me go
Oh,
one side,
Shari,
no
it's your
problem.
birthday.
Cause the problem. And this your pink shirt, just hang after today's show.
I go
What
hang out for that room when you
hang up
like.
for
No
that
worry.
room, Biko. I no fit shout.
Yeah.
Buki, my sister. It is well with you. You know what? My body be dey hot like fire. Thank God say you not quick put me inside. So everybody from BO, it be like say you just arrange all the people when they offer
No,
calm me
as I
down.
take come in, and now they
I
hide them.
know,
Now first come, first serve. Oh.
I just a tease. All I want to talk with today, my mind,
Bio
because
say if person settle down, do and dirty, he go settle down, do the person dirty back.
you know it, for this matter, what I feel is the fact that you can't just let, because what happens is if this man just goes like that, and again, Buki, I'm not saying it's up to you at the end of the day what you want to do, but make we not dey entertain bad behavior from anybody. Personally, I understand prayer, I understand being spiritual about stuff, but there's a time where you need to call out the action. Because if you don't call out the action, it be like when you put, they say, rotten apple spoil
Apple.
really the rest. Exactly.
Mhm.
You get children for house. If they do something wrong, you are not revenging against them. You are holding them accountable. You want that child to understand what they have done, that it is wrong, so that next time they not go do them again. That's what it's
Okay.
about. And then, people don't call in, don't talk. So now only immigration is only paperwork. You don't have to stress yourself. All you have
Mhm.
to do right now, the only work that you will do is maybe gathering of the evidence that you have, your telephone calls with him in Nigeria or stuff like that, whatever else you have. And again,
seek legal counsel first, and they have pro bono legal counsel. They have legal aid societies in America that you can call regarding your immigration that will help you through this step. You won't even need, you're not going to lose sleep. That's the beautiful thing about it. So this is why this is me personally, I would like that man to be held accountable, because he's going to do it to, he already get time. Yes, of course, he's going to meet whatever, he's going to pay for his wrongdoings. But what is the message to other people? You have to use one person as an example, because our society is filled with a lot of, and this is the reason why a lot of us are frustrated. We're filled with a lot of, oh, let's leave it for God, let's leave it. We've been saying that for centuries, and see where it has gotten us. The country is in such a mess. We don't even know where to start. The amount of work that we will need to do to dig ourselves out of it is going to take generations to come. So I'm not saying, go after him with your power, your emotions, your money, your everything. I personally don't like stress. If anything is stressing me out, I just leave it. I just leave it alone, right? But in this type of situation, you want that person to understand that their actions were wrong, and to pay a price for it. Even as children of God that we are, when we do something wrong, right, you always get, you get corrected. You are chastised too. The same way parents chastise their children. So we can't allow people to get away with bad behavior and then ruin the entire group of the other people with the same bad behavior. People with so much power, wielding their power over small people. There's so many terrible things happening. I digress. The whole point of me saying we should hold him accountable is so that he will be used as a lesson. You go talk his story. If he meet people when they want to do him, you go say, my brother, don't do it. Oh, this thing, it might backfire. Oh, don't try it. Oh, you know what I mean? So that's the angle I was coming from. I'm sorry about your experience, but I just feel like, and I think Blooming Room already said it. You just
Yeah,
have
she
to
said
have
it
to
very
be.
well.
She said it
Actually,
very well. She said it
I
all.
mean, the way she even put it, in fact, I love what she said. She said, first of all, go and seek legal counsel.
Right.
So get a lawyer and get some legal advice about the implication. Whatever course of action that you are taking, what does it mean for me? If I need to cancel it, what does it involve? So I think it's fantastic the way Blooming Room has said it. So, before she came in, people were for and against, cancel it, don't cancel it, leave it to God and all that. But she said, why don't you get more information about the implication of whatever course of action? So if you want to cancel it, what does it involve? If you want to divorce, or if it's the one divorcing you, what does it involve? So I actually am leaning towards what the Blooming Room said now. Get a legal, person, get a lawyer, whatever. Go to a lawyer and maybe pay. I don't know how they do in America. Here they charge per hour. And, just tell them this is my situation. And, tell them and then see what they say. They will
Yeah,
advise you.
when you tell them, when you meet with a legal aid counselor, it depends on where you're
Mm,
living. There are legal
mm.
aid societies all over. If you meet with them, they will tell you, and it's
No,
usually
common
it's
sense is that's not what people have been saying. People are just saying cancel it, cancel it, cancel it, cancel it. No, nobody has been saying that. When she needs more information, that's what the Blooming Room said. The information will determine her next course of action. A lot of people have just been angry and saying, "Oh, go and cancel it, go and cancel it." But what does it involve? Canceling it. That's
right.
what we're talking
So there
about.
were a few people that actually
Has
put in.
anybody cancelled a green card before that can
No,
tell us?
no, there were also people that were saying seek legal counsel to see
Yeah.
how you
Does
can go about
anybody?
it.
We have 1,271 people now. Is there anybody here that's cancelled before and can come and tell Bookie, okay, this is the process? And don't forget, this is America. Oh. In where I live is just England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. It's only four. It's like 4 states in the
Right.
country. But America is massive, and all your states have different laws and different, bogwe.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. So that's what I'm saying. Find out that what I know is that there are legal aid offices all over. Find the one that is closest to you. You can Google it and then
Yeah.
go and meet with someone and tell them your story. They'll be able to tell you the exact documents that you need to file. For
Yeah.
immigration papers, it's usually standard forms all over the world, right? I
Okay,
mean,
Bio,
all
you
over the
explained it
country.
before. Okay, yeah,
Right.
you
Theo
did.
explained it before as well. Exactly. So it's
Okay.
just a bunch of paperwork that you need to fill. And your lawyer, the good thing is your lawyer or the paralegal working with them will be able to walk you through it step by step so that you can
Free.
understand
Somebody
what.
said that free legal aid is based on your income.
Yeah, it's based on your income, exactly. The reason why the legal, it depends also. There are people who don't have income at all. Because I used to work in a legal aid society. That's how I know. There are people who don't have any income at all, and there are ways for them to take care of such people, especially with issues that have to do with immigration. So find out from your own area or county or whatever what legal
Hmm.
aid societies you have available that's close to you, and just go and call them and get information before going in. Some of these attorneys are very, very helpful, but I hope you find a good one. If
Don't go
money is the
to
issue.
just look for. Don't go to. I hear that you shouldn't. Don't go to Nigerian ones or African
No, no,
ones.
no, 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 absolutely not. Don't go to any Nigerian one. Most of the people who work in legal aid society usually are not. I've never met any Nigerian that works for
But
legal
will
aid
she be
society.
qualified for legal aid though?
So they will tell her right there, because they will first of all ask her what her
Mm,
income is, right? She will
yeah.
tell them, depending on her income, right? If she does not have at all, because I've worked with people who did not have income at all and they were able to get certain things, right?
How
So
can you
it
not have
depends.
income at all? What does that mean? They are not working at
They are
all?
not working at all. Yes, maybe they just recently became homeless, right?
Unemployed.
Unemployed, and they're almost about to be evicted from their homes and stuff like that. There are angles to it, so find
Okay.
out for yourself. And at the end of the day, like everybody else has echoed before me, do what makes you happy, do what gives you the most peace. If pursuing it is what gives you peace, then please, by all means, do what you can. But if just leaving it alone, like everybody else also has said, then leave it alone. So at the end of the day, it's up to you to make that decision. But I just feel like we need to start holding people accountable for
I agree
bad
with that.
behavior.
Honestly, I agree. I'm somebody that loves accountability. You know that,
Uh-huh.
Omoye. So I
Absolutely.
agree with that. If it's about accountability, I agree with that. But the reason why I was saying she should let go is because accountability at what cost?
Yeah, that's why she needs to weigh it. It's up to her, right? She needs to weigh, okay, do I want to really hold this man accountable? And you also
Yeah.
have to be very honest with yourself. What role have I played too? Should I have pulled out earlier so that it didn't get to this stage?
Or
Because
should I have even married him at
if you
all?
have even married him at all, exactly. So, from the kind of person I am, if I'm going to hold somebody accountable, I always usually
Hold
reflect on
yourself
my own
accountable
actions
first. I
first
made a mistake. I
and
hold
say,
my hand up.
hey, exactly. Now me
There
make
were red
mistake.
flags
There
that,
were red
because
flags.
I was in love
I
or because I
ignored
wanted
it.
someone, I ignored them.
Exactly, right? I
So,
would tell myself the brutal truth, which you alluded to when you were sharing your story, which I really appreciate about you sharing your story, is that you held yourself accountable. But do more of it on your own. Like, okay, is it worth it? What role did I play? Okay, now me give a chance. All the red flags were there. I chose not to see them. So
somebody
based
said
on
when
that,
Omoye is talking, we know the show is about to come to an end. 3 hours, we don't try. Not true.
billionaire Jumsy.
Jumsy say when Omoye is talking, because I won't add that till last. If I had added her the way Omoye was
Oh
boiling
my
before,
God,
it
I'm
was
so
scatter this
glad.
show.
I'm so glad. Maybe our sister be not call fight on life because of
No, we're not
everybody.
go fight.
We
I
don't go fight.
understand where
Oh.
you're coming from. No,
Yeah.
honestly, I don't understand where everybody who feels aggrieved, about Buki's case. I know where they are coming from. But when I
Yeah.
know say I senior some of them. So with my own age now, say I don't enter one massive age now.
I'm not too far away from you. Hey, I'm
Say
keeping
I
closer.
don't enter 50 now. So yesterday they contemplate say now middle age at the enter, so I be which one for which age
No,
middle
they
age they
can't.
start.
No, they can't. You
Make
not
I no
even know
count.
the age. No, they can't. I know they can't. Oh.
Bible say teach us to number our Teach us to number our days that we can apply our heart to wisdom. Let me count, my
My
dear.
sister,
Make
the
a count.
age, the number of our days no be age
Mm.
o. It is your daily movement in
Ah,
life. Your
because I don't know
second
whether I
per
don't reach
second.
middle age now. Whether which I beg, which age did they enter middle age now? That one I dey think since
Abeg leave
yesterday.
that one, Sister B. Leave that one. You are sweet 16 forever. Na so
Oh,
me dey
thank
see you.
you.
So
Oh
anyhow,
my
anyhow,
God.
you
Oh
know,
yeah, thank you.
no
I
wahala.
feel you. I see what
Yeah.
you
So
mean.
Sister
I understand.
Yeah.
Honestly, I
So,
do.
Sister Buki,
Mm.
don't, it's okay. We've all made mistakes.
Mm.
So, everybody, when they come share with you, sometimes now experience now ain't carry us which where we did. You
Mm.
understand? The wisdom we
Mm.
have is because we too have made some mistakes that could have been avoided. But the difference is
Mm.
you being honest with yourself and saying, you know what? Me self, why me self not see? What did they do me?
Mm.
What
Mm.
they give
Mm.
me drink when I not see? Me self, I
Mm.
too do. And then you
Mm.
can say, hey, you know what? All this desperation. Because here's the truth, Sister B. Just 2 days ago, was it yesterday? There was a girl who unalived herself in Nigeria,
Oh yeah,
financially stable because
yeah.
of pressure. You
A lot of people
understand?
sent it to me. I saw it.
Yeah.
She was an accountant in a telecommunication company, and
Imagine
those
that.
company they pay well.
Well, and they
Mhm.
travel well, oh. Those people in Tommy, they travel, they take them traveling
Yeah, they said she
everywhere.
was suffering from depression for a long time.
Exactly. Because
Mm-hmm.
of the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's tough to stand on your own. And I'm going to say this generally. I know it's sometimes it's a lonely road as a single person to be on your own. But I tell you, I promise you, it's the sweetest road you can walk in. It may look tough when you're walking through it, but when you come out on the other side of it, you will be refined like gold. I guarantee you, you will fall in love with yourself and appreciate yourself and know that look, I deserve every good thing that comes to me. Let's not shorten our lifespans just because we have not achieved or you feel like you have not gotten what everybody else is getting. Not
As well.
everything guy is not the same.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's
Thank
learn to
you.
just toe that road with wisdom. And Sister Buki, don't worry, everything is going to work out for you.
Amen.
I'm glad that you
Amen.
called in. You've gotten the best advice, and continue to, trod along in peace and take care of yourself, number one, and take care of your
Mm-hmm.
child. You
Yeah.
know, that's a blessing. So take
Yeah.
care. And Sister B, I love you like always.
I love you. Even when we disagree, I still love you. My love
Me
for you is
too.
unconditional,
It's all
Omoye, so don't
conditional
worry.
too. Me too. It's all I say last. We go corner, we go love, kiss,
No,
go
no, wahala.
for
No,
the
no,
life.
I understand. I understand. I do. I do.
All right,
Mm.
Sister B, thank
Thank you,
you
my
so much.
darling. Thank you.
Talk
Have
to
a good
you again.
evening.
You too.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you too. Bye, sweetie. Bye. Okay, we've come to the end of the show. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And Buki, I hope we've not confused you tonight with all the plenty advice. My advice to you is that you're going to have to go back and watch this from the very beginning and go and just pray about it. Okay, if you decide to go ahead to cancel the green card, please seek legal advice first. Like a lot of people said, BO said it, people in the comment section said it, and the blooming room said it. Go and meet a lawyer first to say, okay, what does this involve? I feel like I've been used. But like I said from the beginning, and I'm maintaining my stand, why I, respect every other person's view on the matter and their opinion, I personally feel like you should let it go. Okay? Let it go. See, I'm a reflector. I reflect a lot. When I sit on my own, I start to reflect my journey of life, okay? Where I come from. If you know where I come from, and I'll begin to say, God, if you can take me from this my village in this far, 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 far place to come to where I am today and to live the life that I have now, it can only be you. So, see, there is nothing that God does not know. There's nothing he doesn't understand. I know people feel like, oh, God takes time. Karma takes time. Oh, why did we need to fight for ourselves? But do we have power? What power do we have? Well, I hope that you felt a bit of relief from sharing your experience tonight. And there are so many lessons about it, about blended marriage or blended relationship if you are going into it, especially if you are going to Naija to import a husband or a wife Please watch this show from the beginning. All the lessons are there. Okay? Red flags, okpo, jabrata, they are there. And I'm just going to say finally, whatever decision you make going forward, I support you. Okay? This is your story. This is your life. And however you want to proceed, you have my support. Okay? But I pray for you that God will heal your heart. I pray that the Holy Spirit will comfort you. And the pain that you feel now in time, I pray that it will go. Time is a great healer. And I know that the love and the commitment, what you seek in this, if it's something that you desire again, that it will happen for you. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us tonight. And the lessons are not lost for those who are still, dating people from Africa. Thank you. God will not leave you, will not forsake you, He will not abandon you. Thank you so much, Buki. Have a good afternoon there in America. And I'm just going to end the show by saying that tomorrow I'm back. Okay, I've been away. I've been a while for. I've been missing in action for some days now, so I'm going to come back tomorrow, and we are talking about abroad marriage. If I tell you the number of people that I have trying to share their story and talk about how abroad marriage, the wahala of abroad marriage, otikpoju. So let's talk about the issues. And this is going to be very, very beneficial to a lot of people who are still back home. And for people who are going to marry, if you are going to import husband, you are going to import wife. We want to break it into pieces for you to understand what it comes with. Buki's own is a good experience tonight. She went to Nigeria to marry because she was introduced. Unfortunately, she got in touch with a Mongo Park pastor who has lied and cheated, and not cheated with women, but cheated on the relationship in terms of being emotionally available, using his children against her, and everything. But what can we do? We live, we learn. Hopefully, other people can learn from this. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you've not done that, subscribe. Subscribe, oh! Support our ministry by subscribing. May the Lord bless you. Thank you so much, Buki. I appreciate you for sharing. You see, when you are vulnerable and you are able to share your vulnerability, your healing begins. And I know that you will heal. You'll be in a better place. I'm going to connect you to Jane. Jane, please get in touch with me. If you have a similar story and you want to reach out to Buki privately to encourage her, to support her, my number on WhatsApp is on the screen. Please reach out to me on WhatsApp or by email, and I will link you up with Buki. Thank you all so much. I'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. God bless you. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Give this video a thumbs up. Alaji Bio, thank you very much. Cynthia, appreciate you. Bridget David, thank you. Ima, you got on my nerves tonight, but we got through it. It's okay. We are a family. Sometimes we agree to disagree. It's fine. And whatever your sentiment was about it, I respect it. But my own opinion still remains that feel left alone. Just leave it. But we pray that God will help you and give you peace for your pain, and that you will be okay. I know you will be okay by His grace. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. or 2 p.m. if you are in America, God's willing. Thank you. Have a good night. Bye, guys. Bye.